Executive Home, by the Glover Auto Family, by Keith 2 Insurance, by Federal Communication Credit Union, Tulsa Bone and Joint, Ascension St. John, Trails Inn Barbecue, by TTCU, by St. Francis Hospital, and First Bank of Owasso. With a preview of tonight's game and tonight's opponent, let's take you to the stadium with Jared Gallagher and the voice of the Owasso Rams, Steve Bowery. 1, 2, 3.
Well, it's been a long, arduous summer in the Oklahoma heat, but when you hear the click of a chin strap or the wail of a whistle, you know it can mean only one thing. It's football time in Oklahoma. Hello, friends. I'm Jared Gallagher, and I am so thrilled to be joined alongside my good friend and Owasso legend Steve Mowry for another exciting season of Owasso Ram football. We're high in the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth here at Edmond Santa Fe High School, getting ready for the 2021 season opener between the Rams and the Wolves, and the anticipation, Steve, for this season is palpable.
And a hot but gorgeous evening here at Wolves Stadium, here on the campus of Edmond Santa Fe, as the Rams travel down the turnpike to take on the Wolves, which should be a blockbuster opening game here for this 2021 football season.
Owasso High School's history of the game of football goes back 100 years to 1921, and no other era, Steve, of Ram football has witnessed as much success as it has under the tutelage of head coach Bill Blankenship. Entering his 5th season at the helm, the Rams have dominated Class 6A1, winning 7 more games than any other school in the class and earning 2 state titles in that time, with their sights set on another as we get set for an exciting rematch of last year's season opener when the Rams took care of business, dispatching the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves by a 4-touchdown margin. The teams are on the field and going through pregame stretches, so let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk with Rams head coach Bill Blankenship and discuss his excitement for the upcoming season. That's on the other side of this break. You're listening to the Owasso Sports Network on 100.1 KYFM.
Spouses and children of killed or disabled U.S. service members receive no federal education assistance. Our mission has never wavered. We honor their sacrifices by educating their
Do you want us to come directly out of the pregame spot to you, or do you want us to play another commercial or two before we come back?
Thank you for helping me fulfill my dream of going to med school.
We're able to award these scholarships because patriots like you.
I can hear you. I guess right now.
Not forgotten.
In the past 7 years, First Bank of Owasso has invested over $400,000 in Owasso Public Schools. This includes funds for athletic and academic teams, classroom materials, and support for our teachers. Discover the First Bank of Owasso difference by visiting one of their 3 convenient Owasso locations or by visiting firstbank.net. First Bank of Owasso, member FDIC.
Executive Homes is the Owasso home builder that offers standardly included luxury finishes in 2 distinctive styles. Whether your family prefers the traditional elegance of Executive's award-winning signature style or the contemporary design of its all-new EH transitional homes, each Executive home is built with unparalleled quality at an unbeatable price. Visit executivehomes.com to explore the homes and lots now available in the best neighborhoods throughout Owasso, including the final phase of Sheridan Crossing and the almost sold-out Boulder Point.
We're here with Rams football head coach Bill Blankenship, who has led the Rams to 25 wins in their last 26 tries, 4 consecutive state semifinal appearances, and 2 gold balls in that time. Coach, let's talk expectations for your squad for this year.
Well, I think when you have seniors that in their 2 years in high school are 25-1, the expectations are going to be high. Sure. They're going to expect to win. They're going to expect to play at a high level. That's what I love about this program, this community, is you know, when you do it right, there's no reason that you can't put a successful group out there. And these guys have helped build the program. So I can't pretend that there's no talk about state championships and there's no talk about all those. But we also know that we've got to embrace the process to get there. You can't jump to December. You've got to earn your way to it. And, you know, it's coaching lingo, but it actually works. You know, we talk about the 1-0 approach. We've got to focus on one day at a time, 1 week at a time, and then earn the way into the playoffs. And then if we've continued to grow as a team, we're going to be pretty good. Well, that all, you know, people get bored when coaches say all that, but that is the way to build on these 25-1 records. You have to get good at that stuff. I think that this is a squad that I have high expectations for because I think we have the ability to be a special team.
And, you know, in years past, it feels so front-loaded on the schedule as you've got, you know, the big names like Broken Arrow and Union and Edmond Santa Fe. It's no different this year. Week 0,
correct.
We're at Edmond Santa Fe. They've got plenty of talent returning. The Shetron kid, wide receiver and DB. They've got a great quarterback who's committed to play in college. What are you seeing out of the Wolves of Santa Fe? You know, last year's result, you know, the Rams won pretty handily, but they really developed on the back end of that season.
We kind of got them with some, you know, kind of a shock and awe kind of deal. We scored quickly for 4 or 5 out of the first, you know, 8 or 10 plays that we ran, and then also got a couple of turnovers on the kicking game, and all of a sudden their backs against the wall, and we were able to run away with that a little bit. That's not the Edmond Santa Fe that continued to develop. They came into the semifinals against Union and basically, you know, beat Union down pretty well to go into the finals and the state championship game. And so you mentioned the Shetron youngster at receiver. There are certainly many of the recruiting services that rate him as one of the top receivers in the whole country, not just our state.
Right.
His brother is a tight end that's also committed to Oklahoma State. Like you already mentioned, the quarterback returns. They've got plenty of weapons on offense, and that's concerning to us. They're rebuilding their defense a little bit. They've got, I think, 5 or 6 starters back, but they lost some good ones up front, and that's just the nature of high school football. It's so hard when you go on the road for the very first game. It's 0 week. We've only had – people will find this hard to believe, but we're literally into about practice 10 right now. And you just don't get much pad practice. You go 5 days in the first week, and then you get to Friday, and we had meet the Rams, and that got rained out, and we come in Saturday morning for a scrimmage, and that's our first day in pads. And then last week we went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then went to Union on Thursday.
Wow.
Okay, so this week we've got Monday and Tuesday, and we'll do a little walkthrough Wednesday and be ready to go after our Thursday practice. And so there's not a lot of time, and so anything can happen. And what we believe you've got to do is you got to win, you got to first avoid losing. And so you can't go into this and you know, shoot yourself in the foot over and over again in an opening game. You've got to handle special teams, and you've got to handle not giving the ball away. And maybe if you can get some turnovers, some takeaways, then all of a sudden you have the edge in a game against a good team.
And it looks to be, as most of these 0 week games do, it looks to be pretty warm, pretty humid. You know, going back to that conditioning piece, you know, I think that's something that has really set your program apart in years past has been, well, we're ready to hit the ground running with 0 week. You know, there's going to be a lot of guys coming down with cramps, you would imagine, and things like that. What is, from your standpoint, what does that process look like, getting those kids prepared for that aspect?
Well, that's where it really serves us well to have a strong, you know, athletic training staff with Zach McGinty and the people that he works with TB&J. Jordan Johnson, we've already mentioned. Those two guys make it a personal effort to make sure our guys are able to play at their highest. We're constantly educating them on, hydration and eat nutrition and recovery and all those things. And even with all that, we'll still have some problems. But they do a great job of I think, getting us to a point to where we're ready to go play, and hopefully we can tee it up with the best of them.
Let's take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap things up with head coach Bill Blankenship. You're listening to the Owasso Rams Coaches Show on the Owasso Sports Network.
On today's edition of Owasso Rams Trivia, the category is food. Now, for our first question, what are the 4 food groups?
Milk, meat, fruit, and bread.
Okay, we're in our second break here. We're going to play a couple of minutes. We'll play the pregame second segment, take another break, and then we'll come back to you.
Chicken chunk set. Charlie's that good?
Okay.
That settles it. Go see for yourself. Charlie's Chicken on 76th Street, just east of Highway 169.
St. Francis Health System has more than 100 locations across eastern Oklahoma, all united by one mission, to extend the presence and healing ministry of Christ in all we do. We are Oklahoma's largest and only locally owned and operated health system, dedicated to providing the most advanced, comprehensive health care and making a positive impact in the communities we serve. St. Francis Health System. Healthcare for life. Learn more at stfrancis.com.
Fun money. Everybody loves spending it. What would you do if TTCU gave you $200? Well, start thinking, because now you can earn a $200 bonus just for opening a new TTCU checking account with direct deposit with approved credit. Some restrictions apply. Offer ends 10/31/21. Annual percentage yield for dividend-bearing accounts is 0.15% as of 6/15/21. Federally insured by NCUA. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
There's barbecue, then there's barbecue. Trails Inn is the barbecue headquarters of the Owasso Rams. Owner and longtime Ram fan John Cash uses locally sourced ingredients, and their meats are cooked low and slow over pecan hardwood.
Steve, are you trying to call me?
Smoke blasted barbecue that is
up today. We wanted to keep things short. We know we've got plenty of stuff going on, and you've got to get back to work. I want to touch real quickly on the rest of Class 6A1. It looks to be becoming a family affair for you.
Yeah. How about that? We've got a few Blankenships making their name known. Excited to get Josh, my oldest son, back from Colorado, where he'd been coaching for the last 5 years, and to be the head coach of Broken Arrow. My cousin Lee is the head coach at Mustang.
Sure.
And so 3 of the 5 largest schools in the state have a head football coach named Blankenship. And yet, if anybody that knows us know that we're going to go at each other, just like we're in the backyard playing hoops or something.
Right.
So we're excited about it, but I'm really happy for those guys. I think 6A is really set to be a powerhouse this year.
Sure.
Jinx comes off their championship. I think Coach Riggs has done a great job of building them back to where they could have that kind of consistency. Union is talented, and a lot of people are picking them to be back after two tough seasons for them. I like to tell people, though, especially since it's an Owasso broadcast, if you just look at the last 4 years, we're far and away the team that's won the most games.
Absolutely.
And a lot of times we've enjoyed being the chaser, the pursuer. We've got to embrace the fact that we're really the team that people are chasing now. We won 44 games in the last 4 years. Nobody else is even in the 40s.
Sure.
And so we've been consistent, and that's a good thing. But by the same token, you've got to bring it every day. You got to bring your A game, because people are always going to be there to try to knock you off.
And I think, going back to the family ties, I think we're hosting both of those programs.
Yes, we are.
Here at Owasso. Is that correct?
We are this year. We'll have Broken Arrow over here for the Patriot Bowl. the weekend of 9/11, so it's all kind of the patriotic thing. And then Lee will bring the Mustang crew back. We had them in the playoffs last year, and then they get to make a return visit after we went there 2 years in a row. So,
and you know, one thing I want to speak on in terms of home games, there's a very important streak that I think all of Ram fans should know about, and that's 16 straight home victories. You know, how important is that for you, and how big is it that we're looking to have fans filling Owasso Stadium again this year?
Well, I think that our fans need to understand they actually can be a factor. And our band has done this for years. I know Chris Harris is always proud to, you know, if he can be loud enough that they create some false starts and some, you know, make it tough on them. And if our fans would get into that too, this ought to be a place where it's difficult for other teams to come in and play. We've got several 16 in a row, and I just think the great teams, it ought to be really hard to play at their house. And so when you come to Owasso, we want to make it as hard as possible. So we need everybody to participate with us.
September 3rd, home opener.
Yeah, Fayetteville
High School, and that'll be a fun one as well. So, Coach, let's wrap things up. Thank you for being with us today. Any final words for Owasso Ram fans as we get into this?
Yeah, we're excited to get to partner with you, man. I think this is going to be a fun year for us. Really think that this is going to be an exciting team, and I think the sooner people jump on board and, you know, learn all of our names and watch these guys, they're going to really have fun watching them all year.
Got to sweat it out in August and September.
Yeah.
Enjoy those playoffs.
Get on the bandwagon now, because it's going to get heavy later.
So that'll do it from us for the Owasso Sports Network. The Rams kick off their 2021 campaign at Edmond, Santa Fe this Friday night, August 27th. Until then, this is the Owasso Ram Coaches Show with football head coach Bill Blankenship on the Owasso Sports Network.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, don't trust your real estate needs to just any mom and pop company. At the Hopper Group, you get local market expertise with the backing of a worldwide network. Enjoy RE/MAX results with the Hopper Group.
When chip happens, it's a good thing. That's because Chip Shepard with Shepard Technologies is the #1 computer repair and IT technician in Owasso. With expertise in firewall technologies, network design, server administration, and computer networking, Shepard Technologies is the answer to your tech needs. For more information, request a quote today, whenchiphappens.com. Jeff and Shelley Waters of Waterstone Cleaners in Owasso and Tulsa are proud supporters of Owasso Athletics. Waterstone Cleaners has served this area since 2006, and they love all things Owasso. They offer dry cleaning and full laundry service at Waterstone Cleaners. Stop by the Owasso location at the corner of 96th and Garnett. In Owasso, go Rams! Molly Jordan, a Keller Williams Premier Agent in Owasso, is not only a huge fan of Owasso Athletics, Molly is also a huge supporter of everything Owasso. Molly has been selling homes and properties in Owasso for a long time and understands this market. Call Molly Jordan or find her on Facebook. Call her at 918-520-6015 today. Go Rams. Let's have a winning season in Owasso and call Molly Jordan.
Well, welcome back to the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast Booth. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff here at Wolves Stadium. It's the Owasso Rams and the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves, and Steve Mowry alongside myself, Jared Gallagher. Steve, I'm so thrilled to be here today. Thank you for having me. It's going to be a fun season.
A lot of excitement going on, something we've been waiting on since that last baseball game, Jared. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Some new changes for our listeners back home, across the state, across the country in some cases. Really looking forward to this season and some of the things we're going to be able to bring.
And every once in a while you can see our beautiful faces, right?
We do have a face for radio.
That's right. No doubt. Hey, let's go to the Christian Brothers Automotive Drive to the Game. Christian Brothers Automotive keeps you rolling with expert maintenance and repair. Go see Ray Adcock and his team at Christian Brothers Automotive on the corner of 96th and Garnett in Owasso. Steve, it's about 191 miles from Owasso Stadium right here to Wolves Stadium. I know you and I both, we made the trip yesterday because we had some business to do yesterday evening here in town.
Some extracurricular activity last night, Jared.
That's
as
right.
Former Owasso Ram Pete Cosma, playing for the Las Vegas Aviators, come to Oklahoma City to play the Dodgers, and you're doing the on-field PA there.
That's
and
right.
Kind of a reunion of some Owasso alums.
And that's a lot of fun. And we can get into my Pete Cosma story all the way back in 4th grade at Barnes Elementary.
Yeah.
Hey, uniform report tonight by Stone Canyon Living Magazine. We've got we're iced out tonight, the Owasso Rams. White pants, white jerseys, and the traditional Ram helmets with red and white on the hats. Well, it'll be interesting tonight with the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. All green, which is easy to see, but you've got dark gray numbers, and we are way up here, so we'll see how that goes.
We're a long way up, and it's going to be a bit of a challenge. We'll try to get those names right, but Owasso sporting some new uniforms here tonight, Jared. As they come out, they'll have white on white, and also this year a new feature, the names on the back of their jerseys. So Coach Duffield doing his usual upgrades for this Owasso football program.
Yeah, really, really good look. We're about 8.5 minutes from kickoff. The band is on the field. Steve, let's go into our starting lineups tonight, brought to you by Spotlight 918.
Looking at the Owasso Rams offensively, starting will be at left tackle Gavin Bohannon. He's a 6'2", 275-pound junior. Logan Earwood will be at left guard, a 6'1", 275-pound senior. Tyron Collins will be the starting center this evening, 5'10", 255-pound senior. Right guard Jacob Smitty, a 6'1", 300-pound senior. Nolan Ackenhausen, a 6'1", 285-pound senior at right tackle. At the wideouts, and they are fast and they are talented. Ronnie Thomas, a 5'11", 180-pound senior. Keelan Carney, a 6'1", 175-pound senior. Jeray Austin had a big game in our scrimmage last week at the Union Gridiron Classic, 5'9", 160-pound senior. And the guy you got to watch, Cole Adams, a 5'11", 170-pound junior. At tight end will be Jackson Woods, a 6'2", 220-pound senior. And at running back, they will be interchangeable, as it'll be between Derek Overstreet, a 5'8", 175-pound senior, Deshaun Kennard, 5'11", 170-pound senior, and you'll also see Emery Neely, a 5'11", 190-pound junior. And at quarterback at the helm, the returning starter, Austin Havens, a 6'4", 190-pound junior. Behind him, and he may see some action tonight, Coach Blankenship not afraid to go to the two-quarterback system. Mason Willingham, who just came in from Skiatook, a 6'2", 185-pound junior. On the defensive side, up front, some big dogs for the Owasso Rams. The move-in Chris McClellan. He is wanted by everybody across the state and across the nation. He is 6'4", 295. He's a senior, and he can tackle, he can move, he can run. He'll be joined by returning starter Michael Jamerson, a 6'1", 295-pound senior. Tyler Rich at defensive tackle, a 6'2", 285-pound senior. Gage Smith, 6'2", 250, and he is a junior. At linebackers, Aiden Lewis, a 6'3", 190-pound senior. Brody Doris, a 5'10", 200-pound senior. And then Jake Clifton, he'll be playing the Ram linebacker position, 6'3", 205-pound senior. In the defensive backfield, it'll be Cody Chase at safety, 5'10", 175-pound senior. Jake Adams, a 5'11", 165-pound junior. And at the corners, Chance Milgate, a 5'11", 170-pound senior, and Brandon Ramsey, a 6'1", 190-pound senior. That's the starting lineup offensively and defensively for your Owasso Rams here tonight.
And we'll get more into it. We've got about 5.5 minutes to go. The captains are coming out onto the field shortly. The teams are lining up to run out. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk Kohler Jewelry Keys to Victory. With the Owasso Rams, you're listening to the Owasso Sports Network on 100.1 KYFM.
Brothers Automotive in Owasso, and I just want to share a simple challenge with you today. And that challenge is just to smile. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing and what we're thinking about, we don't remember to smile. I know that when I remember to smile at people, oftentimes they smile back.
operated computer superstore. We have everything you need for back-to-school computing or working from home. Save up to $100 on laptops and desktop computers now. Want to be 25% more productive while working from home? We have a solution with the dual monitor setup for under $150. 3 locations to serve you better. East Tulsa, Midtown, and Owasso at 96th Street North and Garnett.
Exclusive and custom.
Meat, fruit, and bread.
That's correct.
Wait, everyone in Owasso knows that Charlie's Chicken Chunks are so good. They might as well be their own food group.
Judges, are the chicken chunks.
.90 locations in the area, providing comprehensive health care for adults and children. From primary and specialty care to urgent care and physician video visits, Warren Clinic and St. Francis are here to keep you and your whole family healthy. To connect with the care you need, call 918-488-6688 or visit stfrancis.com.
Welcome back to Edmond as we are just a few minutes away from the opening kickoff, and it's time for our Kohler Jewelry Keys to Victory. Owasso's home for fine jewelry is John E. Kohler Jewelry Designs. Go see John and his team on the Owasso Expressway at Tyann Plaza. Jared, some keys to tonight's game for the Owasso Rams to be successful and come out of here with a big win.
Yeah, Steve, you know this is interesting because it's hard to gauge anything off of last year's outcome of this game because it was such a shock and awe factor in the first quarter, if you remember that. So my first key to the game, score first and score fast. Going back to last season, the Rams amassed 211 yards and 35 points in 9 offensive plays from scrimmage. That's 2 minutes of time of possession, 200 yards and 35 points. If that's not shock and awe, I don't know what it is. So we need more of the same. Fluster the Wolves, force them to press a little bit. Number 2, I've got assert your authority. We've got a fresh offensive line this year. Not many plenty of new faces, not many starts between the 5 of them. But on the other side of the ball, we've got one of the best defensive fronts in the entire state. On both sides of the ball, we've got to own the line of scrimmage, let the Owasso skill players go to work. And then finally, believe in Blankenship. He's got one of the best winning percentages in the history of high school football in Oklahoma this year. He knows what he's doing.
Our keys to the game brought to you by Kohler Jewelry, keys to victory. Jared, it's a humid night here tonight. That's always a concern here in the early going. We've had what I would consider, and you've been in Oklahoma forever, as have I, a considerably milder summer typically, but in the last couple of weeks, Mother Nature's ramped it back up. It is hot on the field. It's humid. We see the shade beginning to work its way across here from the press box. The Rams may not have to deal with that, but I always think the key at this point is Coach Jordan Johnson and the work that he's done to get these guys ready physically, not only in the weight room, but also in their diet and their hydration.
Yeah, nobody does it better than Jordan Johnson and the entire team over there. Everybody's going to be – nobody's going to be more conditioned than the Owasso Rams. I promise you that on the field.
Rams coming out on the field. They will be going right to left on your radio dial. Teeing it up will be Jake Adams. Back deep for the Edmond Wolves, Santa Fe Wolves. And as Jared mentioned to you earlier, we're going to be a little slow getting you those callbacks because these numbers are hard to read. It looks like Ethan Cockrell, a wide receiver, but the guy you really got to be careful of is Talon Chatron. And I doubt we're going to see Adams kick the ball off to him. Here we go as we get ready to start the 2021 season. Owasso Rams ranked number 2 in Class 6A, facing the number 4 Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. As Adams will kick off, it's straight down the middle, and he gets it out of the end zone, so the Wolves will come out and start 1st and 10.
You know, Steve, when we talked to Coach Blankenship, that was one of the points of concern for this year was special teams.
Yeah.
That looked like he's been doing this a while. That was 6 yards deep into the end zone.
We talked to him at his coach's show and questioned him about special teams. He wasn't sure we could get it into the end zone, but Adams does a good job of doing it there. Coming out for the Wolves, they'll go with 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Scott Pfeiffer, the returning starter at quarterback. The Rams coming out in their standard 4-3 defense. It's going to be a fake handoff, pass out into the left flat, pass intended to the receiver, incomplete. L.B. Reeves unable to bring that down, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Wolves' 20-yard line.
You know, Steve, that's one thing. You're going to see a lot of passes from Scott Pfeiffer this year. He's returning. He had almost 2,400 yards last year, 29 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But get this, Steve, they lost 97% of their rushing yards from last year.
2nd and 10. Pfeiffer takes the snap, looks across the middle, finds an open receiver. That's going to be Tabron Chatron, and he's up to the 40-yard line, a gain of 20. It'll be a 1st and 10 for the Wolves from their own 40-yard line. That's the brother of Talon Chatron. That's Tabry Chatron. Both seniors quick to the line of scrimmage, throw inside and almost picked off. You heard Jared almost make the call right there. That was Aiden Lewis. It was a quick out to the left, but Lewis read it beautifully from that linebacker spot, almost got into the path. Jared, if he gets that, it's 6 for the Rams. You talk about shock and awe.
I know, Steve. Aiden Lewis, 6'3", 190, big, tall, lanky body there in the linebacker position. And he jumped it just about as well as Gage Laney ever did last year.
So that'll bring up, well, there must have been a penalty on the play, Jared. I didn't see the flag on that. It's going to be 1st and 15. Must have been a holding call. It's a spot foul. Rolling out to the right is Pfeiffer. He looks downfield for a receiver. It's tipped up in the air. Intended receiver appeared to be Elijah Matoyer. Actually, that's going to be Eltremaine Neal. Duplicate numbers.
I tell you what, Steve, that front 4 for the Rams got into the backfield quick, and that's going to be a big point today. Get those guys in the backfield, show some pressure, to Scott Pfeiffer. Last year in this game, he only completed 46% of his passes.
Chris McClellan on that right defensive end position, the highly talented recruit, as that'll bring up second and about 15. Pfeiffer in the pistol. He'll go back in the pocket, looking downfield, under pressure, throws it outside. It's incomplete to his left, and Pfeiffer ends up on his backside as he's heavy pressured.
I'll tell you what, Steve, that was Aiden Lewis again with the pressure there. It looks like the Owasso Rams front seven is going to be able to do what they want here in the early going.
Defensive coordinator Antonio Graham dialing it up in here and putting pressure early on as third and about 15 from their own 33-yard line. Wolves to the line of scrimmage. Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Fake the handoff. Looking downfield, Pfeiffer under pressure, rolls out to his right, being chased there. He's going to take off to the sideline. It's going to be close, but he's not going to be able to get there. He's going to be short, knocked out of bounds at about the 41-yard line, and that'll bring up fourth down for the Wolves.
Yeah, and that was a smart play from Pfeiffer there just to tuck it and run, get the yardage. He got pretty close, about 3 yards short of the first down, but there was nothing in the secondary. He had no options.
So fourth and about 6 as the Wolves will send their punting team on the field. Coach Kyle White in his 6th season. Edmond Santa Fe's been to 2 state championship games. They lost last season to the Jinx Trojans 17-10. Actually, they lost 41-14 last season. They lost 17-10 back in 2003. Back deep for the Rams. I believe that's going to be Jere Austin, and flag whistles before the play. We're going to have a procedure call against Santa Fe. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Yeah, and Steve, this is a time of the day when the shadows on these punts, it might be a bit of an issue. We've got the press box, very tall press box here.
We're up.
Yeah, we're up a ways. You know, when you need an elevator to get up there, you know you're up a ways.
So back to punt again. Kaiser gets the punt off. It's going to bounce at about the 30 into the inside about the Ram 25, but then it'll pop back out to about the 26-yard line. So Owasso will take over 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line as the offense comes out onto the field. Austin Havens leading this group on, and Jared, I got to tell you, as they get ready to come onto the field, it's a new offensive line. That is a question mark, but they are big. They can be physical. But this wide receiver skill position core is fast.
Yeah,
and they're talented.
The Rams returned 89% of their receiving production from last year. All 4 of those guys, Cole Adams, Jere Austin, Keelan Carney, and Ronnie Thomas, they combined for 44 career touchdowns.
So Havens back in the pistol. Stack receivers to the left. Going in motion is Woods. Quick out to the wideout Carney. He tries to get upfield. He's going to get about 6 yards maybe as he's pushed out of bounds at the Ram 32-yard line.
Yeah, Steven, you may see a lot of those really quick outs.
Yeah.
Let that speed go to work here on the out.
We've heard Coach Blankenship like to get the receivers out in space. Now we have 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Havens looking over the defense. The handoff going to the right side, busting up the middle. That's Overstreet. He's got some room to the outside. He breaks to the 45, the 40, the 35, and he's pushed out of bounds before he gets to the 30-yard line. A big gain there for Derek Overstreet.
You love seeing that from Derek Overstreet. 500 yards on the season last year, 3 touchdowns. Again, this is going to be rushing by committee, if you will, this year.
Huge gain on that play as the Rams will line up 1st and 10 at the Wolves inside their 33-yard line. Quick to the line of scrimmage. Havens receives the snap, hands it off over on the right side. That was a kind of a quick, I wouldn't call that a jet sweep.
Yeah.
It was Carney, but not much room there on that side. May have got a gain of 1.
Yeah, I got tripped up in the backfield. Good to fall forward and get back to the line of scrimmage +1.
Actually, no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10. The Rams, no huddle. Quick to the line. Now Havens will look over to the sideline, get the play. Two receivers to the left. Overstreet. He'll move over to the right in the backfield. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Havens rolls to his right. He's under pressure. Tries to throw it out to the right side, and lucky that was not intercepted. His intended receiver was Jackson Woods, but it's going to fall incomplete. And maybe a fortunate break there for Owasso.
Yeah, quick pressure, Steve, and that's, you start to see that maturity of Austin Havens there. Maybe not something he might have done last year, but he just tried to dump it off to his tight end. Good to keep it low there for the incomplete pass.
Quick lineup again. Havens from the snap, under pressure, throws it over the middle, gets his receiver. It's Austin. He down to the 15 and finally tackled inside the 15-yard line. Jeray Austin again with the catch. He just went down and set in the secondary, and Havens under heavy pressure able to make that pass.
First down and 10 from the 15, and Steve, these four receivers we keep talking about, none of them are very big. None of them have size, but golly, they've got speed.
Here's the snap again. Fake the handoff. Havens going to keep it and try to run up the middle. He runs into some green shirts. Maybe a gain of about 3. Let's see where they spot it. Rams were at the 15-yard line. It looks like he may have gotten down. They're going to give him the 12-yard line, so it'll bring up 2nd and 7.
Steve, that looked like the old Trey Goins quick draw there.
Now the Rams will huddle. 2nd and 7 at the Wolves' 12-yard line. Rams trying to open up the season with a touchdown on their first drive. Havens in the pistol. Fakes the handoff. There's going to be a whistle before the play. Jared, I was not watching the play clock. It may have run out on the Owasso. No, we're going to have a timeout for the Wolves as we have 8:44 left to go. A Duralast Roofing timeout. We'll take a 1-minute timeout with them. Listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Take my hand, don't let go. Look in my eyes and in my soul. Hold me close, hold me near. Please let go of all your fear. I'm not going.
He's going to look left, throw it to the left, almost caught there, but turning upfield too quickly, Jared, I'm afraid, before the ball was secured was Ronnie Adams. We had the play we wanted, I believe.
Yeah, Ronnie Thomas, that was a little bit high throw with 2nd down and 7, still short of the sticks, but now we've got 3rd down and 7 or 8 coming up. And it's tough here, Steve, because as we mentioned before, you're now looking right into the sun.
Yeah, he has about a 6-yard hook, and you got to adjust to that. Havens looking again left, throws it to the end zone, got an open man, touchdown, Owasso Rams. On the reception there is Keelan Carney.
Great job by Keelan Carney there to get open.
Looked like a busted coverage there, Jared, because he got behind the defense.
Wide open.
Coming out toward the backside pylon, and I didn't see a green shirt in coverage there.
Well, it wasn't about 40 seconds into the game like it was last year, but we're less than 4 minutes into the game. That's our first Hopper Group touchdown of the season.
Jake Adams on for the extra point. It's up, and it's good. Executive Homes extra point, and with 8:36 left to go here in the first period, it's Owasso 7, Edmond Santa Fe 0. We'll take a timeout, come back as you are listening to Owasso Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey everybody, it's Ray Adcock with Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso, and I just want to share a simple challenge with you today. And that challenge is just to smile. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing and what we're thinking about, we don't remember to smile. I know that when I remember to smile at people, oftentimes they smile back. And that's because smiling has the power to improve somebody's mood in that moment. So I just want to remind you today, join with me and let's remember to smile more.
Back to school time's here again. Randy here with Wholesale Computer Supply, your locally owned and operated computer superstore. We have everything you need for back to school computing or working from home. Save up to $100 on laptops and desktop computers now. Want to be 25% more productive while working from home? We have a solution with a dual monitor setup for under $150. 3 locations to serve you better. East Tulsa, Midtown, and Owasso at 96th Street North and Garnett. Wholesale Computer Supply, where we'll do all we can.
Rams go on top early as they lead 7-0, 8:36 to go. A 12-yard touchdown reception. Keelan Carney from Austin Havens.
Yeah, it was 8 plays, 68 yards, 2.5 minutes, 2 minutes, 36 seconds. So get ready for the kickoff here.
Jake Adams again gets one deep and out of the end zone. And, Jared, I got to tell you, that is key for this Owasso Ram defense, not to give it to any of those speedsters to have a chance for a return.
Yeah, absolutely. At this level, that is imperative. If you let any of those guys with any speed get out in the open on one of these kickoffs, it could be a bad deal. So that's it's invaluable to be able to put that into the end zone every time.
So the Ram defense back out on the field. The Shadows have almost crossed over the side, so maybe not such a factor now. Got to find number 2 for the Wolves. Pfeiffer, hands off up the middle, and he runs into a wall on that left side.
Tell you what, Steve, that was Tyler Rich that got back into the backfield, 6'2", 285, and they are really owning the line of scrimmage here.
You know, in that line, they can get overshadowed guys like Rich when you've got McClellan and Jamerson.
That's right.
But don't take anything away from Rich and Gage Smith. They are stout up front. So a loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11. Pfeiffer with an empty backfield, 3 receivers on the right, 2 to the left. Pfeiffer gets the snap, looks downfield, looks for the slot. There's the receiver, and he takes a shot, and we're going to have a defenseless player. That's going to be a penalty against Owasso. Intended receiver that time was Eltremaine Neal, and he got blown up on the play.
Yeah, and that's tough, Steve. You're just trying to be physical there and make sure that he doesn't catch the football, but it was thrown a little bit high. He was defenseless.
So the referees are going to confer. It was 2nd and 11. They're leaving it at first down. 7:56 to go here in the first quarter. Owasso 7, Edmond Santa Fe 0, and that penalty will go against the Rams. That's probably going to be enough for a Santa Fe first down as the referee marks it off. That'll move the ball up to the Wolf 34-yard line, 1st and 10.
Steve, I like what we're seeing early, though, from the defense. You know, you're filling holes with Gage Lenny, who led the nation at one point in interceptions last year with 11. Ahmad Triplett and Brendan Dye, who combined for nearly 200 tackles last year.
Arguably the best duo linebacker in the state.
Absolutely.
Pfeiffer gets the snap. It's fumbled in the backfield, and Pfeiffer can only jump on the football. And right around him immediately, though, Jared, are 4 white shirts. I think the quarterback is hearing footsteps and feeling the pressure.
He's starting to remember what happened last year. It's what it looks like.
So that loss back to the 26-yard line.
And talking about last year, Steve, I want to go through this. I wrote down our drives from last year. Edmond Santa Fe opened up the game, 2 plays, 9 yards, fumble recovered by the Rams. We'll get back into it after this play.
Trips to the right. Pfeiffer fakes the handoff, throws it out to the right. Boom! Quickly up for the hit. Brandon Ramsey. They tried to get it out to Chatron, and I don't think he knew that hit was coming. The Oklahoma State commit just got blown up.
Yeah, Brandon Ramsey was all over Chatron there.
So that'll bring up 3rd and a long way to go, about 20.
Going back to last year, Santa Fe, first drive, 2 plays, 9 yards, fumble. Second drive, 3 plays, -8 yards, bailed out a punt. Third drive, 3 plays, 7 yards, and a blocked punt. they're starting to feel the same this year.
Twins to the left, twins to the right. Pfeiffer, he's going to go back in the pocket. He's looking downfield, can't find a receiver, tries to get up the middle. He's going to run. That's what we want him to do. No, we don't. He gets to the outside. He's going to try to get to the sideline. And, Jared, I think he just ran 22 yards for the first down when they only needed 21. Give Pfeiffer credit on that play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was hearing footsteps that entire time. There were about 5 Owasso Ram defenders there right on his tail. Aiden Lewis couldn't quite, just outstretched, and they got the first down.
So that'll bring a 1st and 10 for Santa Fe at their own 47-yard line. Going to have some growing pains here in the early going. He's in the pistol. They hand off up the middle, and there's just nothing on the ground right there. Maybe a gain of 2. On the run that time.
Yeah, I just don't see a lot of success there, Steve. I don't think that's the game plan.
No. Demarius Robinson. If I got that right, he's just he's a freshman. 2nd and about 8. 2 receivers to the left and right. Pfeiffer rolls to his right. He looks downfield, tries to find the seam. He does. Chatron with the ball. He's going to cut across field. You got to keep him contained. He's got room on the outside. He's to the 30, the 25. A great last chance tackle, if you would, by Cody Chase. Because Chatron, he broke about 4 tackles just crossing from the right hash mark all the way over to the left sideline.
Yeah, and you see why he's one of the highest touted wide receiver prospects in the country right there, committed to Oklahoma State. He and his brother both committed to Oklahoma State.
He's 6'3", 185, so he's a big man, hard to bring down as well. Trips to the right this time. And let's see, I think we have another timeout, and it is a Duralast Roofing timeout by the Owasso Rams. We'll take a 1-minute timeout with them. It's Owasso 7, Santa Fe 0 here on your Owasso Sports Network.
Whether you're looking for a stunning statement piece or that perfect custom engagement ring, there's only one place in Owasso for award-winning service and brilliant custom designs. With more than 3 decades of experience, master jeweler John Kohler offers exclusive and custom designs for any occasion. Make a memory that will last a lifetime with John E. Kohler Jewelry Designs on the Owasso Expressway, Frontage Road in Tyann Plaza. Go Rams! State Farm Insurance and agent Casey Miller are proud to support the Owasso Rams in their pursuit of excellence, both on and off the field. For surprisingly great rates on auto, home, life, or even pet insurance, visit State Farm agent Casey Miller in the Waterford Suites between Home Depot and Walgreens in Owasso. Go Rams!
Pfeiffer in the pistol. We had movement on the right side. Let's see if that's going to be a procedure call against Santa Fe. It looked like the right tackle may have jumped there for a moment, and that's what it's going to be. It will back up the Wolves 5 yards. They had 1st and 10 at the Ram 25, so that'll put them at the Ram 30. Jonathan Ashford was on that side. So first and 15 for the Wolves. Pfeiffer gets the snap, fakes the handoff up the middle. He's going to take off himself, go to the left side, tries to get outside. Great defensive play. McClellan out there to finish him off.
Yeah, and I think that was Kalik Boatwright that pushed him out of bounds. Great pursuit there. Keep him on the outside and keep him short of the original line of scrimmage. Just 4 yards on that play.
So we see the Rams already rotating players in on the defensive side, trying to keep fresh corners in especially. 2nd and about 11. The big play on this drive was the pass from Pfeiffer to Chatron. At the Ram 26-yard line, Pfeiffer takes the snap, and I think we're going to have offside against Owasso. I saw a Ram player at the defensive end side jump. Let's see if they caught him in the neutral zone or if he was drawn off. And that's going to be offside Owasso, so we give back the 5 yards we had won over on that first snap.
Yeah, and that's big, Steve, whenever you get down this close to the to the end zone, you know, 2nd and 11 is a lot different than 2nd and 6.
Got to watch for a fade here to Chatron. He's here at the bottom on the right, Twins left and right. Pfeiffer looking to his right. Chatron breaks over across the middle, but the pass is underneath and incomplete. Defensively there is Brody Doris, the intended receiver. That was L.B. Reeves. So it will be 3rd and 6 now for the Wolves.
And from what we're seeing, Steve, if you can contain Shetron, both Shetron brothers, I think you got to believe that the Rams are going to be successful tonight.
Pfeiffer rolls out to his right. It's a throw back, and it's caught on that left side, trying to get up for the first down. Ball's loose, but goes out of bounds. The receiver that time was the brother Tabry.
And I think that's short of the first down, Steve.
I believe
yeah,
you're
about
right.
a yard
So
and a half short.
Boy, a decision here for Coach White, but I don't know, Jared. He may want to think about it as we see Pfeiffer coming off the field. So we'll take a Duralast timeout. It's Owasso 7, Santa Fe 0. You're listening to Ram Football here on the Owasso Sports Network.
Seems like every game and app and service wants to charge you a fee. Monthly fee, usage fee, delivery fee. So how about a checking account that pays you, huh? Then remember this. You get paid on every Visa debit transaction with PayMe Checking from Communication Federal Credit Union. Online, in apps, or in stores. Last year, our members earned over $240,000 in paybacks with PayMe Checking. Get paid instead of paying. Communication Federal Credit Union. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Owasso Coffee Company, it's all about bold flavors and big smiles. Located right down the street from Owasso High School in the Renaissance Shopping Center, Owasso Coffee Company focuses on delicious baked goods and quality handcrafted beverages featuring Rose Rock coffee products made right here in Oklahoma. Stop by or drive through today at Owasso Coffee Company, a proud supporter of Owasso Athletics.
5:13 to go here in the first quarter. Owasso with a touchdown on their lone drive. But Santa Fe trying to answer here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and about 2. Let's see if they run a play. They do. They fake the handoff, looking to pass, rolling out to the right. He throws it out of bounds. Doesn't even give his team a chance. Coach White is beside himself. Like, why would you do that? Just go ahead and throw an interception.
Yeah.
Jared, a big break there for the Ram defense.
That was the wrong decision by Scott Pfeiffer there to just throw that one away. Even like you said, even with an interception, it's like a short punt with a short field.
Actually, Coach White went to his receiver, and so I'm guessing there was a busted route on the play. So I'm quick to blame the quarterback.
Yeah, so was I.
Gotta look around a little bit.
Well, he did throw it out of bounds. So.
Yeah, just throw it somewhere,
Sure.
right? I mean, like a punt. The worst case, maybe you get it inside the 10 or even the 5. As it is, the Rams will come out and take over on downs at their own 16-yard line. High snap. Willingham in at quarterback, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield on his first snap. So Willingham in at quarterback for the Rams, 6'2", 185-pound junior.
Just a high snap, busted play, and
Yeah.
did what he could do.
So it'll be 2nd and 12. Willingham back in the pistol. He's looking downfield for a receiver. He's got one deep. It's Thomas at the 50. Just can't quite make the catch. The ball about 2 yards over his head. Jared, that's 6 if Thomas can get that one reeled in.
Yeah, that is 85 yards to the house if he's able to run into that one.
So note to self.
Yeah.
we might see that again later.
We had 2 receivers that have beat their defense right there.
Nice throw by Willingham. No fault of his, and just one of those plays, the ball about 2 yards too far. Now we'll line up again. It's going to be 3rd and 12. 3 receivers to the left. High snap again. And it looked like it was a draw, and it got blown up in the backfield. The handoff, I believe, to Overstreet. And this series has not gone according to plan. The Rams bring out their punt team, and Jared, that's not what we were looking for.
Yeah, it's 2 high snaps on that
Yep.
series, and
throws the timing on.
Yeah, you can't. There's just not a whole lot you can do there.
So there was some question as to who would be punting here tonight. But I see going back, that's going to be Cody Chase. Just inside the goal line, gets the punt up. Good punt.
Yeah, pretty good punt.
And the ball is loose on the field. And a big hit, but reeled in by the Wolves trying to receive the punt.
That was Jacob Clifton on the coverage there.
I believe that's Carmelo Flowers. He tried to reach up and almost catch it one-handed. And then you're right, he got blown up. So the Wolves will take over 1st and 10 from their own 42-yard line. Good punt by Chase.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, we weren't really sure who was going to come out and take punting duties. That was 45-plus yards there. Not too bad.
So off that 3 and out, the Wolves will come out and start at their own 42. Pfeiffer back in at quarterback. In the pocket, looking to pass, runs to his right, throws it up, and it's almost caught. It was tipped, but almost caught by Talon Chatron. And so that'll incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10.
And, Steve, that was a good job by Cody Chase just to make contact at the perfect time, make sure that he's able to break that pass up.
2nd and 10. This time the Wolves decide to go to the huddle. They'll break out. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Single backfield. Pfeiffer hands it off right up the middle, and it is hit hard. The first hit, trying to see who that was. That was Larrett Brown, I believe, coming up. Short gain on the play.
I tell you, Steve, it is so hard to see these numbers. I thought that was number 18 that was the ball carrier. 18's a linebacker, so that's not going to be it.
So 3rd and 6, Pfeiffer on the snap, looks out to his right, it throws up, and Chatron's able to come down with the catch. They're going to say he did come down with it. He bobbled it at first, but then was able to recover as he went down to the ground. It's going to be a mismatch. Tough for these corners, Jared, because our corners go, about 5'9", 6 foot, and Chatron's at 6'3", so he's got some length that are going to give us some problems, and that catch is actually going to be enough to move the chains for a first down inside Ram territory.
Yeah, and that's tough because he jumped on the outside of the chains, bobbled it, came down on the inside of the chains, and they gave it to him anyway.
Didn't have the secure catch until he was inside. As it is, it's a 1st and 10. 2 receivers left and right. Pfeiffer on the snap, in the pocket, looking downfield, and Chatron is wide open. He makes the catch, and it's a touchdown for the Wolves.
Yeah, and that's what you got to worry about with these Wolves. They've got an all-state, all-American wide receiver, and you saw it right there. We've seen shades of that at Union and all over the place. And that's the one thing you can't let happen is let Talon Chatron get behind you.
48-yard touchdown pass from Pfeiffer. And the kick is up, and it's good. Actually, it was a fake, Jared, and they went for it and got it. They lined up quickly, and now the Wolves with a little bit of a surprise on their own as they lead with 2:51 to go here in the first quarter. It's Santa Fe 8, Owasso 7. You're listening to Ram Football on the Owasso Sports Network. We'll take a 30-second timeout.
Chicken tenders, gotta check them out. They are delicious. Boneless special on Wednesdays. Come on in. You can check out the menu on wingstogo.com. Stop in before the game, grab Wings to Go, or bring the family and enjoy simply great wings with us at Wings to Go, Owasso.
Welcome back into the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast Booth. 2:51 remaining in the first quarter. The Edmond Santa Fe Wolves take an 8-7 lead on the Owasso Rams, Steve.
Yeah, an interesting coverage that time. Usually you want to have help over the top, Jared, on that. And so I'm going to guess that there was a broken coverage down underneath because I don't, listen to Coach B talk about in his coach's show. We really weren't going to try to leave single coverage on the D1 commit here on the outside. So we'll make some adjustments. High onside kick. Rams receive that. That's Cole Adams. He's running to his right, and he's going to be dragged down at about the 27-yard line. That's where the Rams will take over 1st and 10. 2:46 to go here in the first quarter. Santa Fe now lead the Rams by 1, 8-7. Owasso coming in ranked number 2 in Class 6A. Edmond Santa Fe coming in ranked number 4. So,
Steve, we've got Austin Havens back in at quarterback.
So the Rams 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Trips to the left. Single coverage out on the right side on Jeray Austin. Havens throws it out quickly to his left. Thomas spin move trying to get upfield, and he is going to be wrapped up. A gain of about 3 on the play. Maybe just 2 or 3, but he is tackled there fiercely by the Santa Fe.
Santa Fe coaches are wanting a hold there on the outside. I don't know. And good for Ronnie Thomas trying to spin out of that one. Got a couple yards.
That'll bring up 2nd and 8. A gain of 2 on the play. Now Twins to the right, going big up front. Jackson Woods on the right side. In the backfield is Derek Overstreet. Havens gets the play. Now he gets the snap. Looking out to his right. Quick throw. And caught there, but again, hit very hard is Ronnie Thomas. Can't believe he held on to that football. That's going to be a gain of about maybe 5.5 on the play.
That was coverage by committee there, Steve.
Yeah, that was they're playing some zone coverage down behind Owasso, trying to keep everything in front of them. What this short game does, though, is open up the deep threat as Havens, 2 receivers here to his left. Now going in motion is Carney. Havens keeps the ball. He gets hit hard, but able to spin and get the first down. But I'm telling you what, Jared, Santa Fe's bringing the wood right now.
Tell you what, and a great job by Austin Havens to take that first hit, spin out of it, and know where the sticks are to fall forward and get that first down. And thanks to State Farm agent Casey Miller for that first down.
Appreciate that for sure. 1st and 10 at the Ram 40-yard line. Hand off to Overstreet. Gets out to the right side. Gets outside, trying to get up the sideline and unable to break away. But gain of about 5 on the play for Overstreet. That'll bring up 2nd and 5.
And you can see Overstreet's speed there to hit that corner as fast as he did.
Actually, I think in the game now that's Emery Neely. Got to keep an eye on those running backs because
sure
they're going to rotate in and out. That was Neely. He stays in the game. Twins to the left. Havens barks out the signal and then looks out over to the right to get the play. Now he'll realign his offense. Neely moves to his right. They fake the handoff. Quick over the middle. Carney, he's going to break away. He's at the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Keelan Carney for the Owasso Rams. And boom, just like that, the Rams are back on top.
How fast did he get back into the secondary? That was unbelievable. 57 yards on that touchdown pass.
A great throw by Austin Havens to get it over the middle. Carney able to split the defenders, and all of a sudden the Rams are back out front. Trying to get the right alignment on the field.
Yeah, Steve, just under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Feels like a long quarter here. First quarter almost done, 58 seconds remaining. That is a Hopper Group touchdown. The Hopper Group is the #1 real estate team in the Tulsa Metro and #1 large team in Oklahoma. When you're looking for a new home, go with who you know. Go with the Hopper Group.
Rams have elected to go for 2. Havens In the pocket's going to roll to his right, throws the ball, and it's good. The reception made there by Jake Clifton, the Ram linebacker, and a little wrinkle there by Coach B to bring him in and convert the two-point conversion. Rams back out on top by 7, 15-8 here in the first quarter. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. You're listening to Ram football here on 100.1 KYFM.
St. Francis Health System has more than 100 locations across eastern Oklahoma, all united by one mission, to extend the presence and healing ministry of Christ in all we do. We are Oklahoma's largest and only locally owned and operated health system, dedicated to providing the most advanced, comprehensive health care and making a positive impact in the communities we serve. St. Francis Health System, healthcare for life. Learn more at stfrancis.com.
On today's edition of Owasso Rams Trivia, the category is food. Now, for our first question, what are the 4 food groups?
Milk, meat, fruit, and bread.
That's correct.
Wait, everyone in Owasso knows that Charlie's chicken chunks are so good. They might as well be their own food group.
Judges, are the chicken chunks at Charlie's that good? That settles it. Go see for yourself at Charlie's Chicken on 76th Street, just east of Highway 169.
We're back at Wolves Stadium in the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth, and kickoff is away. This one is short of the end zone.
Picked up there at the 10-yard line and slipping at about the 18-yard line, the kick returner, and that's going to be L.B. Reeves once again having some trouble in the kick return game.
Steve, going back to that last drive for the Rams, went 5 plays, 73 yards, 57-yard touchdown pass in 1 minute and 48 seconds just before the end of the first quarter here. Rams lead it 15-8. It's an odd score for a football game.
2 touchdown receptions for Keelan Carney, both coming from Austin Havens. 1st and 10. For the Wolves from their own 18-yard line. Pfeiffer gets the snap, hands it off, and Ahmed immediately at the line of scrimmage. Oh, no, he stays on his feet. Spun out of the tackle, but I thought he was hit hard there for a moment. Spun out, only a gain of maybe 1, possibly 2. And we're going to have a timeout, Rams. They let about 4 seconds tick off the clock while they were calling timeout. That's to our advantage. We'll take a 30-second timeout as well. You're listening to Ram Football here on 100.1 KYFM.
Meet Andrea, a member at TTCU Federal Credit Union.
Hi. As I've gotten older, I've become more intentional about my financial goals. Since I joined TTCU, I'm saving a lot more money, I'm paying off my car and building my emergency fund, and now I watch my credit score continually.
Join Andrea and become a member at TTCU Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. TTCU, life is better in balance.
Welcome back to Edmond, Santa Fe, where the Rams took a timeout. 36 seconds to go here in our first quarter of play. The Rams have 2 touchdowns, as Santa Fe has 1 touchdown, but both the Rams and Wolves have gone for 2 points, and that's why we have our 15-8 football game here. Rams leading. And, man, that last touchdown pass from Havens to Carney was very indicative of the high-powered offense, the quick strike offense that Owasso can have.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. And I can't get over how quickly Keelan Carney got into the secondary because there was not a lot of time. The pocket was falling apart quickly.
Yeah. So it's going to be 2nd and about 9.5. Pfeiffer with an empty backfield, looks quick to his left, gets it to Sharon, and he's met quickly there. There's no gain on the play. The first one to get there was Brandon Ramsey, and then he had some help with a couple of other Rams.
Yeah, there's Aiden Lewis again. He's looking to fill that hole by Brendan Dye and Ahmad Triplett there in the linebacker position. He's all over the place.
And it looks like the Rams may have taken another timeout. We'll take another 30-second timeout, a Duralast Roofing timeout here on the Owasso Sports Network.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, don't trust your real estate needs to just any mom and pop company. At the Hopper Group, you get local market expertise with the backing of a worldwide network. Enjoy RE/MAX results with the Hopper Group.
Welcome back. Team still on the sidelines as 30 seconds to go here before the second quarter of play. Jared, just real quick while we have a moment, your overall synopsis of what you see here tonight.
Yeah, well, didn't jump out on them like we did last year, quite as bad, but I don't think you can expect that out of anybody. But, overall feeling pretty good. You see some of those holes in the offensive line, but you're not perfect if you don't have anything to work on. So
And Edmond Santa Fe are good ball clubs, and
yeah,
I'm sure they
state
played some tape
finalists
from last year. So.
Sure.
Third down, Pfeiffer in the backfield, looking for a receiver. Chatron tries to break loose. Pfeiffer's going to break up the middle. He's going to have enough for a first down as he dives across the 30-yard line. May have gotten to the 32. And that'll be a first down for the Wolves.
Yeah, really good improved field vision from Scott Pfeiffer. You can tell he's playing with that senior leadership.
They use Chatron, though, as a decoy, if you will,
right,
and open up underneath as he lines up here on the right side. Twin receivers left and right. Pfeiffer in the backfield. Gives the ball off, and it's a bounce off the middle as the running back, and then reeled up there and thrown out of bounds by Aiden Lewis.
He bounced off Aiden Lewis one time. He got a hold of him, and he said, "No way, you're coming with me."
That was Demarius Robinson, and Lewis was having none of that. That's the end of the first quarter. We'll talk some more when we come back as we have finished one quarter of play. It's Owasso 15, Edmond Santa Fe 8. We'll take a timeout, come back for second quarter action, listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Score a touchdown with Owasso Computer Repair. Whether you need computer repair, upgrades, or general cleanup, Owasso Computer Repair can assist you with all your needs. For more information, visit owassocomputerrepair.com. Go Rams!
There's barbecue, then there's barbecue. Trails Inn is the barbecue headquarters of the Owasso Rams. Owner and longtime Ram fan John Cash uses locally sourced ingredients, and their meats are cooked low and slow over pecan hardwood. Trails Inn Barbecue serves smoked blasted barbecue that is long on flavor and short on pretense. Trails Inn Barbecue is here for all your dine-in and catering needs. Trails Inn Barbecue, located at 8888 North Garnett Road in Owasso. Proud supporter of Owasso Athletics.
Welcome back to Wolves Stadium in the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast booth. We are headed to the second quarter, the Duralast Roofing second quarter. Get total protection that's guaranteed, built to last with Zach Harbaugh, Duralast Roofing Specialist, Owasso's roofing experts. Request a quote today at 918-906-7800. You'd think that I would know how to talk after all the games that I've done in my life.
I'm like, because I've never made a mistake,
right,
so it's
sure.
fun to watch. Hey, it's more fun when the Rams are on top, and they had a big first quarter there. Two pass plays from Havens to Carney, but the long one coming there at the 58-second mark, 57-yard touchdown pass. The big play by Santa Fe was the 48-yard touchdown reception from the Oklahoma State commit. We keep mentioning that, but he's a good-looking ball player, Jared, and I know the Cowboys are going to be excited to have him no matter what conference they end up in.
Yeah, we'll see.
Wondered how long I was going to hold off
on
that, but it will be interesting to see how that plays out. But he's got to be somebody that Coach Gundy's going to be excited to have on his field. Rams return defensively as it'll be second and about 9 for the Wolves. Pfeiffer gets the snap, fakes the handoff up the middle, looking to the right side. Good coverage. Pfeiffer flushed out of the pocket, rolls to his left, and tries to get it to his intended receiver. I believe that was Eltremaine Neal, but there was a flag on the play. Let's see what that is. Why they talk about that, Jared. Give us some stats.
Yeah, first quarter stats for the Santa Fe Wolves: 10 rushes, 39 yards, passing 7 of 12 for 109 yards. That's a total of 148 yards. For the Rams, 7 rushes, 39 yards, 6 of 9 passing for 102 yards, a total of 141. Carney, touchdown. He's got 3 receptions for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. And Shetron on the other side, 5 receptions already, 81 yards and 1 touchdown. So he's already improved his stats from this game last year.
So that penalty was against the Rams. It'll be a defensive hold. That'll move the ball up to the Wolf 44-yard line, 1st and 10.
See, that's tough. That was just a busted play and trying to hold on for your life.
So, again, 2 receivers to the right and the left. Rams are going to blitz, and I think somebody on the line jumped. Coming up was Aiden Lewis, and I believe that's going to be a procedure call.
Yeah, that's going to be 5 yards for the Wolves. It'll be 1st down and 15.
Again, Coach Graham dialing up some pressure here. So that'll be 1st and 15. That backs the ball up to the Wolf 39-yard line. Same formation. Here's the snap. Pfeiffer back in the pocket, and he's under pressure. Tries to throw it underneath. Almost intercepted by Jake Clifton as Pfeiffer ends up on his back. Heavy pressure there by Brody Doris.
Yeah, 5'10", 200 pounds. He's a bowling ball, and he was rolling down the lane trying to get Pfeiffer there. And great job by Jacob Clifton to knock that down. He almost had the INT. Clifton, preseason All-State, and McClellan also preseason All-State as voted on by the Oklahoman.
And Clifton, a commit to Kansas State, where he'll join Wayne Jones up there. Haven't called his name much, but he gets around the field, also helps that Owasso Ram basketball team. I always joke with Jake, you got 5 fouls, don't be afraid to use them. So, 2nd and 15.
You got another flag way back here.
Okay,
Delay
I did not see that, Jared. Everybody turned around and looked, and I was like, what's going on? And that'll back them up another 5 yards. So some confusion here offensively for the Wolves, and that will make it 2nd down and 20, exactly what you want your defense to have to deal with. Pfeiffer again gets the snap. Looking to his right, a quick throw, and that is a busted play going all the way. Unless Jake Clifton can get him, and he may have got him. Let's see. I don't know that he got in the end zone. They're going to stop him at the 1-yard line.
How about that pursuit from Jacob Clifton?
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
A linebacker catching a wideout. L.B. Reeves on the catch. Got down to the 1-yard line, but Clifton not giving up on the play, able to knock him out of bounds. It was about a 63-yard. And, Jared, it just looks like that Pfeiffer is hitting the window between the quarterback and the safety on whichever side of the field he's going on.
Yeah, and that's one of those things, Coach B was really excited about the front 7. He's excited about the whole defense, but really all in on the front 7.
Looking to his left, throws it up for Chatron, and we're going to have, well, it would have been pass interference, but he caught it anyway. I think that's a touchdown for the Wolves. Yeah, I'm as amazed as you are the way you said it. He caught that, and that's exactly what he did, but that's the talented receiver that he is.
There's only one place he could have put that ball, and it was right in his breadbasket. That's where he put it. And somebody as talented as Talon Shetron going to come down with that every time.
Wolves going to go for 2 again as they line up offensively. Pfeiffer. Nope, they're going to spin and go for the extra point here, the conventional extra point. The kick is up, and it's good. And we are tied at 15 on the long touchdown by the Wolves. We'll take a timeout, 30-second timeout, listening to Ram football here on the Owasso Sports Network.
Hello, Ram fans. This is Steve Holloman here for Duralast Roofing Specialists. Zach Harbaugh and his crew at Duralast was patient with me and my wife as we worked together during the process of getting us a roof for our home here in Owasso. Duralast Roofing did a great job with the roofing as well as with the cleanup. Duralast also helped us with the guttering options, and my wife was happy. Zach Harbaugh was on hand and involved throughout the entire process and made sure everything was done just right. Call Duralast Roofing Specialists for all your roofing needs.
Welcome back as the Wolves are ready to kick off, but the Rams, well, they're not quite back on the field yet to receive this kickoff.
Yeah, they may have received a little extra earful that time before they came out for that kickoff. But 11:27 remaining in the second quarter. We've got a tie ball game here, Steve.
Yeah, it's a little scary here early on, but the Rams have shown that quick strike ability. And here's the kickoff by the Wolves. Deep down the left side, Emory Neely. It's a good thing it bounced off his shoulder and went out
Sure
the end zone,
enough.
Jared, because it looked like he was going to catch it down in Coffin Quarter, and his momentum might have carried him out of bounds.
No harm, no foul, though. We'll take it at the 20-yard line.
Tied at 15 here with 11:27 to go in our second quarter. I want to thank you for joining and listening to us here this evening. I'm Steve Mowry alongside Jared Gallagher and also Brock Crawford and our streaming crew doing a fantastic job. You not only get to hear us, you get to see us.
That's right.
You get to see the action. And please let us know what we do wrong, because we don't have enough people texting us right now letting us know. Hey, we got some growing pains as well. Rams with the ball. Havens in the backfield. Gives it off to Neely, I believe, and he gets about 5 yards, maybe 5.5, outside the 25-yard line.
And, Steve, it's a good run there. I'd like to see him tuck that ball a little bit more. Looked a little loose there coming through the line of scrimmage.
I didn't want to say a little OU-ish here with you with me, Jared. So,
well, yeah, what are you talking about? You're not going to have any running backs this year.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Oh. Havens in the pocket. Hands off again. Neely gets hit immediately and then is rolled up after getting back to the line of scrimmage, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah,
let's see if that's against Owasso.
That is in hold territory.
Yeah, right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll go against the Rams. A new offensive line this year, and that's the area that Owasso had to replace all of their starting line. They are talented, but they are young, and even Coach Blankenship. And if you want to join us for the Coach's Breakfast every Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock at Trails Inn Barbecue, you're going to get a good breakfast, but you're also going to get the transparency of Coach Blankenship, and you'll see some of the things that we're talking about here. We got a big receiver out here on the right side. That's Bryce Stevens. They throw it to Carney. He's able to bounce away a little bit, stretches across the 20, got some of the penalty yardage back.
Yeah, that was hard work for 4 yards right there by Keelan Carney.
So that gives the Rams a third. Looks like it might be about 8 from their own 22-yard line. Substitutions coming into the game.
And I got to tell you, Steve, we've been a little spoiled in the past. Nobody in the state has had a more well-balanced offense than Owasso last year. Get this, 2,285 yards passing, 2,286 yards rushing.
Havens on the snap, under pressure, looks downfield. He's got a receiver. It's caught at midfield, or actually in the middle of the field. Keelan Carney from left to right, coming across the middle, and that's going to be a Ram first down, moves the ball up to their 37-yard line.
Steve Austin Havens took a licking on that one, but he stuck in the pocket. That was unbelievable maturity to hang in there, get the ball out, and let your receiver go up and get it.
Keelan Carney having a game here tonight. I believe that's maybe his 4th or 5th reception. We'll have to check with our statistician, Rob Williams. Handoff on the left side, and it looked like the play stopped for a moment, but not defensively for the Wolves, as Derek Overstreet is going to be wrapped up in the backfield. That's going to be a loss of 2. That'll back the ball to the Ram 34-yard line, second and about 13. 8:41 to go here in the second quarter. We're tied at 15.
Steve, give kudos to Santa Fe defensive coordinator Todd Bonnewell. They've stepped up here in the first half.
Havens with the snap. He's going deep. He's looking for Cole Adams. Adams is pushed out of bounds. And there is a flag on the play. Coach White doesn't agree with it, but the defender had his hands on Cole Adams early that time while the ball was in the air.
All over him and never turned around. That's an easy pass interference and an easy first down for the Rams.
Guilty of the penalty. That is Carmelo Flowers, and I know he was. If he keeps his hands down, Jared, he was really in Adams' hip pocket, but he started started getting handsy with him, and the ball was in the air. I'm not sure Cole would have had a chance to catch that inbounds.
Sure.
It was going to be close, but a big break for the Rams.
Steve, do we do all name teams anymore? Carmelo Flowers?
Yeah,
what a strong name. Yeah. That's all name
hey,
right
how
there.
about last night at the baseball? Sky Bolt.
Yeah, Sky Bolt.
Come
That's
on.
right.
So the referee, okay, they're going to mark it off. There's a bit of a conference going on, and that will bring it up just short of the midfield line. So the Rams now with 1st and 10.
Yeah, that'll be a Glover Auto family 1st down and 10. And we're so thankful for the Glover Auto family. They are huge supporters of the Owasso Rams. And now we're at midfield, 8:22 left in the first half.
Havens looking to his right. Now he tucks. He's going to run. Gets up the middle, slides just inside the 45-yard line. And good move that time.
Steve, you keep seeing that maturity from Austin Havens. He didn't see his receivers open, tucked it, gets 6 or 7 yards, and a beautiful slide.
Yeah.
That was a Larry Turner slide right there.
Yes, it was. So gain of about, give him 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4 at the Wolf 44-yard line. I noticed that Edmond Santa Fe defensive secondary, they're playing to keep everything in front of them and more of a zone coverage. Havens gets the play from the Owasso coaching staff. The snap. Quick out to the right side, Cole Adams. He's going to turn, try to get up the side. He's going to be bundled up there and then pushed out of bounds at about the 41-yard line.
That's going to be real close to a 1st down, Steve.
Even if he doesn't get it, I think the Rams, they may take a shot here. It's
about
hard
a foot
to say.
short.
So 3rd and a foot. Havens
gives you a lot of options, though.
That's exactly right. So we'll send out twins to the left. Adams here on the right in single coverage. Oh, they're just going to push right up the middle and go jumbo and get about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play.
Tell you what, if that doesn't give your offensive line confidence, I don't know what will, because that was an impressive quarterback sneak right there.
That was the road grader play that time, and so it'll be 1st and 10 Rams from the 38-yard line of Santa Fe.
The Almighty Ducks flying V.
High snap. Havens reels it in, throws it out to Adams here on the right side. He turns upfield, gets hit once, twice, a 3rd time, and he'll be inside the 30-yard line.
And that's one thing you're going to see from these receivers, Steve. They have such strong hands. In addition to their shiftiness and their quickness, just dump it out to them and let them go to work.
So 2nd and about 1. Here's a play to take a shot. Havens gets the handoff to Neely. He's able to squirm across the 25-yard line. That'll move the chains again. Casey Miller, State Farm 1st down for Owasso.
And Emery Neely, last season, 47 rushes, 210 yards,
High
3
snap.
touchdowns.
Havens reels it in. He's just going to take off himself. He had some room there for a moment. A busted play on the high snap. That's something we've got to get corrected.
Yeah, it is, but you love to see that again. I keep going back to Austin Havens' maturity. You get a younger quarterback, tries to do something out of a busted play like that, a high snap in the pocket, that's a sack or an interception every time.
2nd and 6 on the play. 6:41 as the clock continues to roll. Rams extending this drive. Havens sends the tight end out to the left. They throw it out there to the left side. That is Carney. He's going to bust up the middle. Breaks a tackle at the 5. Inside, it's a touchdown. Owasso Rams. Keelan Carney with his 3rd touchdown of the night. And the Rams go back on top with 6:24.
There it is, man. That's exactly what we've been talking about. Quick outs, quick feet. All of a sudden, you've got 2 or 3 blockers downfield that all they've got to do is get a chip block, and he's in the end zone. And that's another Hopper Group 1st touchdown.
A great job that time by Carney. He split the defenders again. Rams going to go for the single point. Adams holding for Adams. The kick is up. And it's good. And Owasso goes back on top. They now lead Edmond Santa Fe 22-15 on the touchdown pass to Keelan Carney from Austin Havens. We'll take a 1-minute timeout, come back, and you are listening to Owasso football here on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey everybody, it's Ray Adcock with Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso, and I just want to share a simple challenge with you today. And that challenge is just to smile. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing and what we're thinking about, we don't remember to smile. I know that when I remember to smile at people, oftentimes they smile back. And that's because smiling has the power to improve somebody's mood in that moment. So I just want to remind you today, join with me and let's remember to smile more.
Back to school times here again. Randy here with Wholesale Computer Supply, your locally owned and operated computer superstore. We have everything you need for back to school computing or working from home. Save up to $100 on laptops and desktop computers now. Want to be 25% more productive while working from home? We have a solution with a dual monitor setup for under $150. 3 locations to serve you better. East Tulsa, Midtown, and Owasso at 96th Street North and Garnett. Wholesale Computer Supply, where we'll do all we can.
Rams are lined up for the kickoff as you welcome him back to the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. 22-15, 6:24 remaining in the first half.
High onside kick to the left side, and it's just caught at the 35-yard line. As the receiver, you hear the excitement in my voice. I wasn't sure he was going to get to the football to make the catch.
We've seen that a time or two.
Yes.
The little squib kick.
I believe that was Omar Richmond. And so the high onside will give Edmond Santa Fe a 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. That was Jake Adams on the kick and Cole Adams on the hold. And I happened to see Dawson Adams here from the 2017 state championship team before the game. So
that's brotherly love.
Dawson, always one of my favorite players. And, of course, the Adams family, very talented. 1st and 10, Edmond Santa Fe. Pfeiffer back at quarterback, gets the snap, hands the ball off, the run to the left side, and the Rams, after a gain of about 3, are going to say no more. Several Rams on the tackle. Chris McClellan getting his name called out here, along with Gage Smith.
Yeah, it's a good job by the ball carrier to hit the hole quickly, but there's that Ram front 7 again. You're just not going to get by them.
And, Jared, the one thing I see about Ram defense here today, overall sideline to sideline, is in the last 4 or 5 years, more speed than we've seen in recent years.
Absolutely.
2nd and 6. Pfeiffer back in the pocket. There's holding up front. My goodness, throw the flag. He doesn't do it. McClellan was almost tackled. Pfeiffer's pass is downfield. I believe he's out of bounds. Jared, I'm pretty sure my wife could have called that from up here. I know your mom could.
Well, you know, Steve, it's that's a touchy subject around our house.
Come on.
You know, but I tell you what, there were hands on that white jersey for about 8 yards in the backfield.
Those wrinkles in the jersey weren't from dirty laundry, okay?
That's right. And I believe that was that Michael Jamerson or Chris McClellan?
It was McClellan.
It was McClellan in the backfield.
I mean, if you're going to hold one of them, McClellan's the one
That's right.
you want to hold. The pass was ruled incomplete, so that brings up 3rd and 7 at the Wolf 38-yard line. Pfeiffer gets the snap, rolls out to his left. He's going to try to square up, throw it downfield. The hit on the receiver from behind. He is blasted by Khalik Boatwright. It's an incomplete pass.
And that's legal. You can, as soon as he touches that ball, you can blow him up, and that's just what Boatwright did.
Tremaine Neal may need a chiropractor tomorrow after that shot.
That's an adjustment for sure right there. And I'll tell you what, Steve, that's the difference in our receivers and their receivers. Our receivers have held on to the football tonight.
Yes. But you know, Jared, too, our receivers, they have that ability, if this makes sense, to catch quickly and turn upfield.
Right.
Here's a high punt, and it's going to be a short one. It's going to hit at it. Did it reach the 40-yard line of Owasso? And that is exactly where the ball is going to go out of bounds. So the Rams 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line. 5:29 to go here in the second quarter. Owasso leading Santa Fe 22-15. Plenty of time for the Owasso offense to get something going again. My goodness, they have been able to strike quickly, anywhere from 1:48 on 5 plays, or put together an 11-play drive on 80 yards. That only took 3 minutes. So I think the big question defensive coordinators are going to have this year, Jared, is who do we cover, and how many do we put on them, because you're going to run out of bodies.
That's right. It's offense by committee for sure. And, hey, real quickly, quick shout-out to the Pride of Owasso. Just finished up their rehearsal. Cannot wait to get back in Owasso Stadium.
Havens back in the pocket. And
just batted down about midfield.
Batted down on the field, so Havens has been under some pressure tonight. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
So, Steve, we weren't wrong in our assessment of that.
Did you get confirmation?
No call. I got confirmation.
Did you get confirmation from?
Got confirmation from the house.
Okay. Okay. The head umpire,
from the head
has
official in the
texted
Gallagher
you
household.
Yes.
That's
okay.
right.
Yeah. Okay. 2nd and 10. 2 backs in the backfield this time. The handoff, no, it's a fake. Havens keeps it, goes to his right, and gains about 6 on the play. He had 2 backs in the backfield, and it looked like the play was going to go to the left. Havens pulls the ball back and goes to his right. Nice scheme that time.
And, Steve, that's one thing Coach Blankenship was excited about this year was the legs of Austin Havens and Mason Willingham being able to interchange those out. That just adds an entirely different element to your offense when your quarterback can tuck the ball and run.
Same formation, 2 backs in the backfield. Havens fakes the handoff. He's going to go again, runs to his right, got a little bit of room, got the first down into Wolf territory, and that'll move the chains. Another first down for Owasso.
And again, Steve, another great read by Austin Havens there. He saw the left side of the line collapsing a little bit. He just tucked it, came around the near side, and found the sticks for another Gloverado family first down.
That gets the ball up to the Wolf 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Now 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Havens gets the snap. He's looking downfield, going deep over the middle. It's Cole Adams. He's all alone into the end zone. Touchdown. Cole Adams and the Owasso Rams extend their lead. He just ran behind the defender, waited on the football at about the 5-yard line and says, I'll just back it into the end zone.
Steve, can you say wide open?
Oh, my
he had
goodness.
time for a cup of coffee back there.
Oh, my
46
goodness.
yards on that Hopper Group touchdown.
Unbelievable. And that is, again, the quick strike ability of this Owasso Ram offense. Now Cole has to come right back around and hold for his brother Jake.
At least he's on a knee. He can catch his breath. Looks like we've
Jake
got a
having
delay
some
of some
shoe
sort.
issues, isn't
yeah,
he?
that's right. Tying his shoe, tying his kicking boot.
I don't know that they have kicking shoes anymore, do they? I'm not.
I don't know. And I don't think it's legal to go barefoot anymore.
No. So the snap is back, kick is up, and it is good. And with 4:26 to go here in the first half, it's Owasso now leading 29-15 over Edmond Santa Fe. Take a 1-minute timeout and come back. You're listening to Ram Football on the Owasso Sports Network.
Whether you're looking for a stunning statement piece or that perfect custom engagement ring, there's only one place in Owasso for award-winning service and brilliant custom designs. With more than 3 decades of experience, master jeweler John Kohler offers exclusive and custom designs for any occasion. Make a memory that will last a lifetime with John E. Kohler Jewelry Designs on the Owasso Expressway, Frontage Road in Tyann Plaza. Go Rams! State Farm Insurance and agent Casey Miller are proud to support the Owasso Rams in their pursuit of excellence, both on and off the field. For surprisingly great rates on auto, home, life, or even pet insurance, visit State Farm agent Casey Miller in the Waterford Suites between Home Depot and Walgreens in Owasso. Go Rams!
As the Rams get set for kickoff, we welcome you back to the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. For the Duralast Roofing second quarter, it's the Rams leading 29-15 over the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. 4:26 remaining in the first half. And there's the kickoff from Adams, a fair catch at about the 34-yard line. And that's where the Wolves will set up first down and 10. Steve, how about a drive recap on that Owasso Ram touchdown?
Well, it only took 4 plays. We talked about the quick striking ability of this Ram offense, and it was a 46-yard touchdown pass from Austin Havens to Cole Adams. And having Adams that made the extra point as well. And Owasso now leads 29-15.
And Steve, we get used to those kind of explosive plays around here in Owasso. It's 46 yards. We had 52 yards, I believe, or 57 yards earlier.
Pfeiffer hands the ball off, and it's a little bit of movement on the left side, and finally tackled kind of physically there as Michael Jamerson comes in and finishes off the play. Gain of about 4. Now they're going to give him all the way up to almost the 40-yard line. That's quite a generous spot.
That's some forward progress right there. You saw Jamerson in there, Tyler Rich, plenty of other white shirts in on that tackle, pushed him back several yards, but they gave him 5 on the play.
So it'll be 2nd and 5. Pfeiffer on the snap. Back in the pocket, looking to his right, throws it underneath, but cannot get it to an open receiver who had come out of the backfield. Was that the tight end?
Yeah, that's right. That's the other Shetron. That's Tabry Shetron.
Tabin?
Tabry.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 5. 3:44 to go here before halftime.
Steve, you see the Rams 2-touchdown lead. How big would it be right here to stop them here on 3rd down, get another chance to go down and add to your halftime score?
Well, we've scored in 2:36. We've scored in 1:48. We've scored in 1:03. So I like those chances.
And methodically, too.
3rd and 5. Pfeiffer gives the ball off to the running back. Met rudely by the linebackers at the 40. Still up. Still fighting, and finally brought down at about the 42-yard line. I couldn't see who
Steve.
face mask with him, but coming up off the bottom, it's Michael Jamerson. I thought it was a linebacker, Jared. That might have been Brody Doris.
Aiden Lewis hit him first. Aiden Lewis is a man possessed out there tonight.
You have called his name a lot from sideline to sideline. He is making plays.
He saw the hole that was left by Brendan Dye and Ahmad Triplett. He said, I'm going to fill it this year.
Lewis coming in, he's a 6'3", 190-pound senior. Got some playing time last year, but he's really making a name for himself here in the opening game of the season for Owasso.
It looks like the Wolves are just going to run down the play clock, call a timeout. We're now under 3 minutes, and we're going to have a Duralast Roofing timeout.
We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Jeff and Shelley Waters of Waterstone Cleaners in Owasso and Tulsa are proud supporters of Owasso Athletics. Waterstone Cleaners has served this area since 2006, and they love all things Owasso. They offer dry cleaning and full laundry service at Waterstone Cleaners. Stop by the Owasso location at the corner of 96th and Garnett. In Owasso, go Rams!
2:46 to go here before halftime. Owasso 29, Santa Fe 15. As Jared mentioned before we went into that timeout, Santa Fe letting the clock run down. They've got a 4th and 3, and I'm sure they were wanting to limit as much time as possible for this Owasso Ram offense. But Jared, I mean, come on, you better get ready because it hasn't shown a lot of resistance tonight. I think the only punt that Owasso had was on the 3-and-out we had in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that was the result of two high bad snaps. So, the Owasso offense has moved it pretty well and pretty efficiently. Steve, I do want to take a moment, just recognize, look at all the visiting fans on the other side. I mean, unbelievable. It's just so nice to see cars in the parking lot. Even the home side is filled tonight.
Yeah.
How good does it feel to have a full crowd at a high school football game?
Well, if there's anything such as getting back to normal, this is normal. But you're right. A lot of Owasso Ram fans taking the trek down the turnpike here for tonight's clash between number 2 and number 4 in Class 6A.
Looks like we're going to have a delay of some sort. We must be trying to reset the clock.
Yeah, I think he's looking up at the press box to put some time back on the clock.
Bump it back up to 40 seconds on the play clock. Either way, it's 4th down and 3 with 2:46 remaining in the first half.
The Santa Fe punter is going to line up at about his own 30-yard line. Back deep for Owasso. I believe that's Cody Chase. And if we can get a return, the Rams could get some really good starting field position. I don't think it's going to be bad. The last punt was kicked out of bounds. Now this is a better punt this time. Better get out of the way. I think I thought it hit a Santa Fe player in the back.
It looked like
Oh,
somebody
they're
for
gonna give
Owasso
it to-
tried to dive in there. It did. It hit an
Yeah.
Owasso Ram in the back.
Sure did.
And that's just unfortunate.
Yeah.
You've got to have your punt returner communicating with those guys, let them know where the ball is, so they don't get sniped like that. And that could breathe life into the Wolves here as we go into halftime.
They're going to line up 1st and 10 at the Ram 25-yard line. 2:44 to go here before halftime.
And, Steve, that's the one thing you couldn't let happen on that play, and it happened. So the defense is going to have to step up here.
Pfeiffer back in at quarterback. Twins to the right. He's going to look to right over the middle. He's got an open receiver. One-hand catch. Can't come down with it. That's a great effort there. Trying to see who that is. That was intended for L.B. Reeves. He's had the long reception earlier in the game, but Jared, if he comes down with that, that is a great football play.
Yeah,
if he's able to make, you got to tip your hat on that one.
No doubt. He got a few fingertips on it and nearly hauled it in. It was a pretty violent play down to the turf, and that might be what knocked it out. But
he was a little slow getting up as well. As it is, the clock stops at 2:39. 2nd and 10 from the 25. The handoff up the middle and finally tackled after a gain of about 5 on the play. That's going to be Robinson again.
Yeah, that was Tyler Rich there on the tackle. And, 4 or 5 yards, that's about as successful as they've been on those runs up the middle.
Give him a gain of about 4. That'll bring up 3rd and 6. So a big down here, Jared, as the clock continues to roll as we approach 2 minutes to go before halftime. This is a big play and a big down. You got to think, though, this is probably 4-down territory for Coach White and his Wolves.
I agree.
Pfeiffer back in the pocket. He's got a receiver deep over in the right corner and can't get the ball to him in time. That was the tight end, Tabin.
Yeah, that was Tabry Shetron, and it looked like he was running a little limp there for a minute. Kind of slow on that route, and that might just be his style of running. I'm not sure because he was there. He had an opportunity to catch that ball, but nonetheless, that brings up 4th down and 6, and the offense is still on the field, Steve.
Yeah, this is going to be 4-down territory. 1:55 to go. I was trying to see who was in coverage that time for Owasso. I believe that was Jake Adams. Here's the snap. Pfeiffer flushed out of the pocket's going to roll to his left. He's buying some time, and then he lofts it up over his wide open receiver. He had too much time that time.
Yeah, I think that was number 6, Devin Hudson, his intended receiver.
And he had him.
He had him. He was trying to turn his hips so he didn't have to throw off his back foot. And when he did that, it just kind of launched the ball a little bit over his receiver's head.
So the Rams able to force the Wolves off on downs, and Owasso still with 1:47 to go here before halftime. Jared, that's time to score.
That's right, and how big was that? You get a bad bounce on the punt. Defense comes out, takes care of business. You've got to think this Owasso Rams offense is confident.
So Havens back in at quarterback. He's got backs to his right and left, fakes the run to the left. Havens is going to go to his left.
Oh,
and
great
he gets
downfield block.
Field. That's a gain of about 16, maybe 17, almost 20.
Yeah, and that was Jeray Austin on that downfield block on the far side. Just locked his man up and allowed Austin Havens to get that corner and go for about 16 yards.
Rams 1st and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Clock rolling, under 1:30. Havens again on the keeper, goes to the left side, and he's going to be tripped up. The Rams spend all their timeouts early before the end of the first quarter. Gain of about 4 on the play, brings up 2nd and, well, they're going to give him 3, 2nd and 7.
Down to 1:10.
He looks left on the snap. The throw gets out of bounds. Is
That's Jeray Austin on the far side. That's right.
Yep.
It should be good enough for a first down and stop the clock. Right across midfield. And, Steve, I tell you what, man, the legs on Austin Havens, that is a deadly addition to this offense if you can continue that.
Yeah, and he's, as you mentioned throughout the first half, he's doing it wisely, making good decisions. High snap, fakes the throw to the right. It's an end around. Coming around is Carney. He's got blockers out in front, and we're going to have a hold here on the near side. I'm not sure about that one either. That was Nolan Ackenhausen who was out here blocking, and flag came out immediately.
Yeah, it's a long way for your right tackle to be from the line of scrimmage. He was way out here blocking somebody over here on the edge, and whenever Carney cut back inside,
I think he grabbed the defender.
May have grabbed the defender a little bit too long, and that's why the Rams are being pushed back on the other side of midfield.
So that'll back them up to their own 38-yard line. Clock at 56 seconds. Havens gets the snap, throws quick to the right, and it can't be reeled in there by Austin. That'll bring up second down.
Yeah, at about
We're looking at 22 maybe?
yards to the sticks, Steve, but you got to think, again, this is probably, with 52 seconds left in the first half.
Yeah, they need a big batch of it here. Havens gets the snap and just hands it off, and they're going to let time run down because Edmond Santa Fe has 0 timeouts as well, so probably just kind of let this one run down and take us into halftime. I think the Rams will have to run one more play, about a 3.5-second differential between the play clock and the game clock.
And Steve, coming up on our Hopper Group halftime show, you are interviewing Dee Sokolowski with First Bank of Owasso and also Coach Duffield from the athletic department.
So stay tuned. It should be exciting. And then Rob Williams working feverishly on the stats up and down the field. We'll recap this first half of action. Havens, 1 second. I'm not sure they were just going to let it run out anyway.
Yep.
So with 3 seconds on the play clock, Owasso takes the penalty, or they will. That'll back them up 5 yards. Kind of inconsequential here at this point.
Steve, obviously not a perfect half of football, but you got to like what you see on the scoreboard.
Man.
Up 2 touchdowns
Hey, you know
going
what,
into
Jared,
halftime.
a lot of times in these type of games coming out, there's a lot of motion, illegal procedures, and the Rams have played pretty disciplined football overall. So
absolutely.
That's a big nod. Final play of the half, the handoff. And Neely lost the football. It's a fumble on the ground, I think recovered by Edmond Santa Fe. They're unable to advance, and with that, the clock runs out, and we have finished the opening half of football here in this opening game. It's Owasso 29, Edmond Santa Fe 15.
Steve, it's almost time for the Hopper Group halftime show. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll chat with Dee Sokolowski from First Bank of Owasso and Coach Duffield from the athletic department. You're listening to Owasso Ram football on 100.1 KYFM.
Molly Jordan, a Keller Williams Premier Agent in Owasso, is not only a huge fan of Owasso athletics, Molly is also a huge supporter of everything Owasso. Molly has been selling homes and properties in Owasso for a long time and understands this market. Call Molly Jordan or find her on Facebook. Call her at 918-520-6015 today. Go Rams. Let's have a winning season in Owasso and call Molly Jordan.
Welcome back here at halftime. I'm joined by First Bank of Owasso President and CEO Dee Sokolowski. Dee, welcome to our halftime show here.
Great to be here.
Great to have you. A lot of exciting things going on in Owasso, and of course you and I, two hometown boys growing up in Owasso, lived here all of our lives, and you've been associated with First Bank of Owasso in the banking industry that entire time. Kind of give us an update as some of the changes from maybe when you and I were banking back in the 70s and 80s to where we are today, and some of the changes not only in banking but also in the community.
Well, it's changed incredible, Steve. As you know, when you and I were kids, we played teams like Dewey and Pahuska and Sperry and Skytook. And I was born on September 27th, which was a Saturday, and my mom wrapped me up and took me to the Friday night football game. So I've been going to a Owasso Ram football game since I was 6 days old. But the changes, not just in the school, but the community, have been unbelievable. I was doing a little research just this week on the new 2020 census is finally out. Owasso has now passed Bartlesville and Muskogee. We're the 11th largest city in the state. And the changes have just been incredible. And the code word, or the word for the day in academia now, is experiential learning. My wife keeps me up to speed on this because she's a high school teacher, and Owasso's been doing that for over 50 years. When you look at the programs that the Owasso Public School has, some of us view it as extracurricular, others of us view it as an integral part of the school. You know, you take the athletics. Coach Blankenship referred to this last month in the chamber meeting. In the last 4 years, I think Union's won 30 football games, Jinx has won 36, Broken Arrow's won 37, Owasso's won 44. We're not the wannabe town anymore. We're not the wannabe school. We are the it, and we ought to be proud of that. And you look at the athletics, we're competing for a championship in almost every sport. The FFA, as you and I know, being old FFA members, it's the most outstanding FFA chapter in the state. We're the only chapter in Oklahoma that's ever had 2 national FFA officers. The facilities out there, Mr. Vogt was giving me a tour just last week. The sheep barns, the hog barns, the cattle barns, we have the best facility in the state. The band, always top notch from top to bottom. I think it's the largest attended activity or program in the Owasso Public Schools. You look at even like mock trial. You know, it's not an official school event, but Judge Damon Cantrell, Tulsa County District Judge, coaches our mock trial team, and Owasso wins the state championship almost every year. And about every other year, the 2 teams in the finals are Owasso number 1 and Owasso number 2. You can have 2 teams. So all of these programs that get kids involved in learning, and you know firsthand whether it's football practice or it's FFA at the state fair or it's out in the heat in the parking lot on the band working, you learn more about people and yourself than you do in a lot of sociology or social studies classes. And Owasso just excels in all of that. And this is a great time to be proud to be in Owasso.
I know, Dee, there's been a lot of things going on in the last year with the pandemic and COVID and things like that. And I know you've helped a lot of businesses to receive funding through this crisis.
We did, as you know, the Paycheck Protection Program started in 2020 there in the spring. We're probably the largest per capita lender of PPP loans in the state. We did so many. And then when the second round came in 2021, they changed how self-employed people could qualify. And it really opened the door for what some people call the gig economy or self-employed. But when you think about it, in our community, that's all of your realtors, your hairstylists, your nail techs, your appraisers, your carpenters, your welders, your truck drivers. I mean, it's just an enormous amount of people. And once we took care of all of our clients, we basically sent our loan officers up and down the street just asking people that weren't even customers of the bank, have you got your PPP money? Because we wanted our community to get whatever money was lawfully available to us. And we ended up doing 400 PPP loans to people that were not even clients of the bank. And, you know, our little bank lent out $110 million that people don't have to pay back. And that was a great, especially for our restaurants, our hoteliers, people that really got hurt during the pandemic. It was a great relief.
Dee, as a final word, just talk about the fundamental core values of First Bank of Owasso. Your family's been here forever. You're a family bank. Just for people that may be new to Owasso, just give them kind of an overview of those values.
Thanks, Steve. We've had the same core values for decades: integrity, caring, and excellence. And each one of them are important to what we do. In the financial services world, most banks or financial institutions that have failed was not due to a bad business plan. It was due to a lack of integrity. And the second one is caring. We refer to the people who bank with us as clients, not customers. You know, a customer is somebody who buys something. A client is somebody you have a relationship with, and we care about our employees. And the last one is just excellence. We try to build buildings that bring value to the community. We tell all of our people, if you're walking to the parking lot, you know, pick up the trash. You know, those core values are instrumental to who we are and what we do and the people we serve.
Dee, it's always a pleasure to have you here on our halftime show, and appreciate everything that you and your family and First Bank of Owasso does for this Owasso community. A side bit of trivia, when you talked about being at that first football game, there's only a handful of us that have been to all the state championships in football. You and I are two of those people. I know Frosty is one, Laurie Stewart is one, hoping to make it 4 this year.
Absolutely. Go Rams.
All right. Dee Sokolowski with First Bank of Owasso, thank you for being here today.
Hello, Ram fans. This is Steve Holloman here for Duralast Roofing Specialists. Zach Harbaugh and his crew at Duralast was patient with me and my wife as we worked together during the process of getting us a roof for our home here in Owasso. Duralast Roofing did a great job with the roofing as well as with the cleanup. Duralast also helped us with the guttering options, and my wife was happy. Zach Harbaugh was on hand and involved throughout the entire process and made sure everything was done just right. Call Duralast Roofing Specialists for all your roofing needs.
Welcome back here at halftime of the Owasso Santa Fe football game. I'm joined by Owasso Athletic Director Zach Duffield. Duff, welcome to the halftime show. I know a lot of things going on here in Owasso, first week of school, getting kids in places they need to be. Kind of give us an update as to what's going on in Owasso Athletics.
Yeah, Steve, hey, really appreciate you guys having me up. Always a pleasure to spend some time with you and Jared and our newest addition, young Grant Mowry to the broadcast team. But always a pleasure to come up and spend a little time with you. You know, a lot going on. Really excited about the start to the school year. You know, everybody's back in session and we're going strong. And, you know, with that comes a lot of activities. And I tell you, our kids are just so resilient. They're so much fun to watch. And, you know, we've had great success early on the softball field, the volleyball court, in cross country. And then, you know, obviously here tonight, you know, first football game. Obviously, the Rams are bringing a lot of excitement, and what I think is really special is all of our sports are bringing that excitement now. They kind of feed off each other. Coach Hiker and his crew got a really young team, but, man, they're off to a great start. And they've got some ups and downs, but they're playing a lot of young kids, and I just think they're going to continue to get better. Volleyball is off to arguably one of the hottest starts they've ever had, so really excited there. And then, you know, our cross-country kids, Coach Collins, is doing an incredible job there with that crew. But obviously, Coach Blankenship, as you've seen here tonight, the Rams are a lot of fun to watch. You know, and it's a hot, muggy night here in Edmond. But golly, we really we're excited about what the year is going to bring.
We've got some guy in the locker room named Jordan Johnson that tends to get our football players in a pretty good position to participate.
Well, I tell you, I'm glad you brought that up. Jordan Johnson, Matty Bohr, our two strength conditioning coaches have really taken us to the next level. Every sports team we have, they are working out 23 teams on a weekly basis. Every kid we have in athletics at the varsity level is working out with our strength conditioning program. Some of the sub-varsity levels are doing that too, and it's just a matter of time and space. But having them has taken our athletic department to an entirely new level. And, you know, them with the addition of Zach McGinty and Destry Millsap, our two athletic trainers with Tulsa Bone and Joint, our kids have the absolute best care pre-competition and in competition you could ever ask for. So I tell you, we just continue to take big steps in the right direction of taking care of our kiddos and preparing them for competition. And, you know, if they're able to do that, then our coaches are preparing them not just for the game, but for life. And that's the thing we talk about a lot. We want to build champions. We want to build, good husbands and wives and fathers and mothers and things down the road. So hopefully we're instilling values in these kids now that will help them down the road.
Duff, talk a little bit about some of the adjustments that you and the athletic department have had to make coming into this school season. You've had a little bit of a prep work on COVID and some of the protocols for people that may just now be connecting back in. Kind of give us an update of what you're having to do.
Sure, kind of a 3-year picture to look at, really. You go back 2 years ago on March 15th, everything shut down. And so all of our spring sports stopped at that point in time. We moved into last year. And we started up in the second week of June, and we started going strong with our workouts, and it was very, very COVID heavy. All of our fans know that we were restricted entrance to all of our events. So we went into last year saying, hey, if we get to play, it's a win. And we did get to play. We got to play all of our seasons, got to go all the way through. It was really a great thing. Now, what we learned is there's a lot of the extras that we like to do, especially in the athletic department. We like to celebrate our kids and put on a big show for our community and do all the little things. A lot of those we weren't able to do those simply because of COVID protocols. This year, things have changed a little bit. I think, obviously COVID's still out there, and I think it's still a daily conversation at most places of work, and the school is no different. But I think our administration, our board has done a great job pointing us in the right direction. Right now, obviously, if we have a kiddo that has a positive test, they go into isolation, but we're not requiring quarantines at this time. We're letting parents know. We're making those courtesy calls, and I've been a part of a lot of those calls. And I think the parents really appreciate knowing the good communication on our side. It has been really good. But, we just hope that things continue to go. We keep filling the stadium up, and we keep having that electric atmosphere. I think, one thing we want to do, we want to make our community proud, not just of our product on the field, but what we do on a Friday night, what we do on a Tuesday night on the volleyball court or the softball field or anything else. I know we're just talking about fall right now, but those are the sports that are really going strong. And obviously later on in football season, we'll start talking more about our winter sports and how they're preparing and how they're going.
Duff, I think lastly, I just want to ask you, I get asked a lot of times about sports in the community, and in my opinion, having been here this long, I don't think the Owasso athletic program overall is as healthy as it's been right now. How much fun is it to be the athletic director of the Owasso Rams?
Well, I appreciate that, Steve. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of, coming from a small town, grow up in a small town, I always want to bring that small town feel. And I think that's what's so unique about Owasso. We're a small town that's all grown up, but a lot of those small town values are still really important. But I never want our kid or our community to think we're second to anybody. We want to unapologetically be the best at everything we do. And getting a lot of like-minded people in the same room together makes that a lot easier. So, hey, we just want to go out. We want to make you proud, but we want to be the best at every single thing we do.
Coach, appreciate everything that you do for Owasso and taking time here at halftime to bring us up to speed with Owasso Athletics.
Hey, appreciate you, Steve. Let's go finish this thing off.
All right, Owasso Athletic Director Zach Duffield joining us here at halftime. We'll take a break and be back after these messages.
At Owasso Coffee Company, it's all about bold flavors and big smiles. Located right down the street from Owasso High School in the Renaissance Shopping Center, Owasso Coffee Company focuses on delicious baked goods and quality handcrafted beverages featuring Rose Rock coffee products made right here in Oklahoma. Stop by or drive through today at Owasso Coffee Company, a proud supporter of Owasso Athletics.
Welcome back to the Hopper Group Halftime Show. We got 6 minutes left until the start of the second half, and we are joined now by a very special guest here in the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast booth. I don't even know all of his titles. I'll let him announce all of his titles, but Eddie Radosevich has joined us here in the booth today. Eddie, what's going on, man?
Hello. Pretty good first half.
Yeah.
That was very entertaining. A lot of really good talent out here in Edmond, Oklahoma tonight. So.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys having me up here.
Yeah, big explosive plays there in the first half. We were talking off the air. Keelan Carney had some really nice explosive plays, big catches and things like that. Talk about some of the guys you're seeing, some guys you're surprised by.
Sure. I think that you obviously start with Chris McClellan. He's a guy that, has gained notoriety over the entire summer. He's gone through the process and now has an opportunity to basically play anywhere in the country. And then, obviously you flip over to the other side of the ball, and the two names that are going to jump off the page are Oklahoma State commits, Talon Shetron and Tabor Shetron. And, Tabor is a guy that I think a lot of people think is just kind of a throw-in along with Talon. And I would argue it's the complete opposite. I think that, Oklahoma State's done a wonderful job with the evaluation process over the last couple of years, especially with guys in the state of Oklahoma that maybe don't get on the University of Oklahoma's radar. And, I think he's going to be a guy. I think Oklahoma would probably be interested in him if they hadn't already gotten a commitment from Luke Has and that group of tight ends that are coming in the 2022 class. But, it's been eye-opening. We talked about the 4 running backs in the Owasso backfield. I've been pretty impressed with the quarterback in Austin Havens. He made some plays tonight with
pretty good legs tonight, yeah.
Absolutely. With a couple of the keepers around the edge, and I'm excited for the second half. I think that Edmond Santa Fe missed that opportunity on the fumbled punt there at the end of the first half, but if they can get a score and a stop here to start the third quarter, it could make for a pretty entertaining second half between these two teams.
Golly, I am sorry.
Believe me, I have trouble saying it too, especially on Friday and Saturday night.
I've practiced it. Eddie Radosevich with us in the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. Eddie, you are SoonerScoop.com.
Yes.
You are the franchise here in Oklahoma City, 107.7, getting up early every Monday through Friday, way earlier than I am. Weather liaison, KFOR, you're all over the place.
Try to do a little bit. I like to keep myself busy up here in the BLC, so it's been a good time. And anytime that you can get some of these really strong East Side powers to come in. I think the thing that you tweeted over the I think it was midweek with the 44 wins over the last 3 years or 4 years. That's incredible.
Kind of surprising, right?
It was shocking.
Yeah.
It was shocking. But Coach Blankenship's grown. He's grown such a great program.
That's the Bill Blankenship effect. 44 wins in the last 4 years, 7 more than anybody else in Class 6A1, which is pretty incredible to think about. We've talked about the talent that you're looking at here on the field, and obviously you've got a special interest in guys like Chris McClellan and things like that with Sooner Scoop, looking at OU's future. Talk about some of the other guys in the state that you're looking at this year.
Yeah, I mean, you take a trip up the Turner Turnpike, and it's kind of what high school do you want to go to? Last night I went over and saw Booker T play. They opened with a 57-7 or a 51-7 victory over Southmore, and Gentry Williams, probably one of the better players in the 2022 class, not just here in the state of Oklahoma, but nationally. There aren't people that move that fast. It was good to see him get back out on the field after the ACL injury that ended his junior season. His teammate Mike
big long touchdown last night, right?
Mike Teese had the 87-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that's
right. And obviously he's the brother of Miles Teese that played at here in Edmond at Central Oklahoma, and then obviously transferred down to Oklahoma. So Booker T's loaded. Bixby's going to be loaded again there in 6A2. They're kind of their final run in 6A2 with Luke Has and obviously Braylon Presley. So it's kind of a who's who. And then by the way, you have a Jinx program that everybody kind of I don't know if slept on is the right word. I don't want to say that for the
hard to sleep on the returning or the defending state title.
I mean, my goodness, it's just I was up there at the Jinx Trojan preview a couple weeks ago. And it's unbelievable. And then it sounds like Broken Arrow's playing pretty well tonight with Robert Smith Jennings down in Dallas in the DFW area against Mansfield. So it's a lot of fun. And I think that the best thing about it is there's a lot of kids in the Oklahoma state of Oklahoma and the OK Preps kind of circle or bubble that really probably don't get their due. And over the last 4 or 5 years, you could even probably go decades since I've been really covering this thing. It's like I think they're starting to progress. Coaches are starting to come in, and I think that's why you see some of the kids that you do now have some of the opportunities at the next level, and that's always fun to see. So it's just good to have football back too.
Man. You're not kidding. Full stadiums. It's beautiful.
It took everything. It took almost a quarter last night to get back in the flow of things. But we're here, and it's going to be a good year, God willing.
And we will check other scores from around the state when we come back. About a minute left before the second half of action. Eddie Radosevich, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me
here,
man.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have second half action from Wolves Stadium. You're listening to the Owasso Sports Network on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey everybody, it's Ray Adcock with Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso, and I just want to share a simple challenge with you today. And that challenge is just to smile. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing and what we're thinking about, we don't remember to smile. I know that when I remember to smile at people, oftentimes they smile back. And That's because smiling has the power to improve somebody's mood in that moment. So I just want to remind you today, join with me and let's remember to smile more.
Back to school times here again. Randy here with Wholesale Computer Supply, your locally owned and operated computer superstore. We have everything you need for back to school computing or working from home. Save up to $100 on laptops and desktop computers now. Want to be 25% more productive while working from home? We have a solution with a dual monitor setup for under $150. 3 locations to serve you better. East Tulsa, Midtown, and Owasso at 96th Street North and Garnett. Wholesale Computer Supply, where we'll do all we can.
Stadium and the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. It's the Hopper Group halftime show. The Hopper Group at RE/MAX Results is Owasso's most innovative real estate team. Rob Hopper and his team provide an exceptional commitment to you with industry-leading knowledge and credibility in the real estate game. Visit hoppergroup.com and experience the Hopper Group advantage with RE/MAX Results. Steve Mowry, Jared Gallagher in the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth with you. It is 29-15 Owasso on top of Edmond Santa Fe. As we get ready to go, they've added a few more minutes on the halftime clock, which gives us a little bit of time, Steve, to get our thoughts ready for the second half, and we'll go over some scores here in a minute, but I want to get your thoughts on the first half of action here at Wolves Stadium.
Well, I'm just very excited about how the Rams came out, very aggressive. Again, they were who we thought they were going to be, but that isn't always the case in an opening game. And this receiving core is very talented. They showed that Carney with 3 touchdown receptions, Cole Adams getting in on the action as well, and even Ronnie Thomas, Jeray Austin. I mean, it's just pick your poison. And then, as you mentioned and have alluded to several times, Austin Haven's doing as much with his feet as he has his arm, and he has really kept the balance. That keeps the defense honest. It doesn't have to be a big gain or a big move, but it keeps the defense honest, and that's what opens up those downfield passes like the one we saw to Cole Adams. He's standing alone at about inside the 10-yard line and just strolls into the end zone.
That's beautiful.
And all of that's credit. How about this offensive line, though, the big question mark coming into this ball game? Overall, I think they've graded excellently here in this first half.
And, Steve, you look at some of the stats from the first quarter. Owasso with 10 first downs on the day, 107 yards on 21 rushes, 204 passing yards on 12 of 17. That's 38 plays for 314 yards for the Wolves of Edmond Santa Fe. Just 8 first downs, 175 yards passing, and 53 rushes. That's 35 plays for 228 yards. And you look at notable stats. Keelan Carney, 5 receptions, 112 yards, and 3 touchdowns for the Rams. Wow. And when you look at the receiving, that was the big thing for Edmond Santa Fe coming into this game. The Shetron brothers, you've got Talon Shetron with 6 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. His brother, 3 receptions and about 30 yards himself. And Reeves, number 4, with the big 65-yard touchdown play as well. Or I guess down to the 1-yard line. Yeah, that's right.
But still, it was a big play.
Yeah, it was a big play and a big stop by Jacob Clifton there on the 1-yard line.
Though, man, the bigger play may be defensively the run that he made as a linebacker. You might think that from a DB.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
He was a strong save, but just shows you the athletic ability of Jake Clifton to get down there. And then, to make that mistake there at the end of the half, Jared, and your defense to come out, Santa Fe had an opportunity to really gain some momentum, but the Owasso defense, they rose up and just held Santa Fe to 4 downs. And that was a big hold. That'll be something you don't read in the paper that had a big bearing on that first half. And the Rams, they'll come out, I believe, and receive the second half kickoff.
That's what it looks like. We'll go down some scores from Class 6A1 here as we get set for kickoff of the second half. In the third quarter, Tulsa Union leading Mansfield Lake Ridge in that big Oklahoma-Texas matchup of some of the big Oklahoma schools and the Texas schools. 24-7, that's in the third quarter, Union over Mansfield Lake Ridge. Broken Arrow, 42-7 over Mansfield Legacy.
Josh Blankenship.
That's right, his very first game at the helm at Broken Arrow, and we'll see them here in a couple of weeks at Owasso Stadium. Jinx with a 14-0 lead at Mansfield Summit down in Texas. Let's see. Who else?
Putnam City 21, Enid 14, and then Booker T soundly defeated Southmore last night, 51-7. We get ready for the opening kickoff here of the second half. As we mentioned, the Rams will receive this kickoff. See if they choose to go deep, and they do. Back deep to receive is Emerson Neely. Fumbles. It goes inside to the 1 yard line. He recovers.
Oh, he's got
got
a hole.
room. He's at the 25
Oh.
and just can't quite get on his feet. But you're right, Jared. Sometimes that little bobble causes an overstep, and if Neely is able to make that spin at the 25, I don't know that there are any green shirts left that can catch him.
I tell you what, the blood pressure right now.
Yeah.
Going through the roof, picks up the ball at the 1 yard line after bobbling it, and it looked like he had a hole to house it. Somebody just got a shoelace, and he tripped him down at about the 25 yard line.
So the Rams offense comes back on the field. In
Steve,
the backfield will be Derek Overstreet.
This third quarter brought to you by State Farm agent Robert Long. Surprisingly great rates. Go with Robert Long, State Farm agent.
Havens hands the ball off to Overstreet. Room on the left side. Breaks out across the 30. He's to almost the 40 and hits hard there. Was not going to be denied as he is tackled at about the 40-yard line. Let's see where it is spotted. If it's at the white line, it's enough for a first down.
Yeah, we've got a Wolf shaking up, having to come off the field there. But how about Derek Overstreet putting the defender in a washing machine, spinning out and getting 10 yards, had about 10.5 yards on the play.
That is going to be enough for a first down. That's Terry Tillman down on the ground. I'm not sure if he's hurt or if it's a cramp, Jared. And that's something we didn't see through the whole first half, and we may see more of that now as we get into the second half.
Coach, Steve, as they're working on him, let's take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to the Owasso Sports Network on 100.1 KYFM.
Whether it's supporting Owasso football on Friday nights or making sure you're covered in life, State Farm agent Robert Long is there for you. When it comes to home, life, and auto insurance, go with the one who's supported the Rams since day one. Go with State Farm agent Robert Long, located on 86th Street in Owasso.
Welcome back. The player able to come off the field. Looked like it was just a cramp. I say just, it wasn't in my foot. Here is the fake handoff by Havens. He's going to try to run up the middle, and he's going to be corralled there right at about the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was a better read by Santa Fe defense. Sophomore Draylon Nero on the tackle there. Just able to get back to the line of scrimmage was Havens.
So it looks like the Santa Fe defense has made some adjustments. So Havens will throw to quick out to Cole Adams on the left side, and he makes the catch about 10 yards upfield and pushes it across for a first down. Gain of about 13 on the play.
Tell you what, Steve, that's just what Eddie Radosevich was talking about. You spread out the defense with these really quick receivers, and all of a sudden you've got so many more options, and you're able to move the ball quickly down the field.
Quick to the line of scrimmage. Havens hands off up the middle. I believe that might be Neely. It's hard to tell with the rotation.
That's still
going.
Overstreet.
Still Overstreet in the game. And he gets a gain of about 6 on the play.
Not much of a hole, but he found it there and was able to fall forward.
Again, the Rams no huddle. And now they'll look to the sideline for the play being called in. Overstreet remains in the backfield. Twins to the right. Cole Adams out on the left side. He's in single coverage. Havens back in the pocket looking downfield, trying to go deep to Ronnie Thomas, and he ends up being a defender, or that ball's going to be intercepted.
Yeah, that was a great job by Ronnie Thomas just to knock that ball down. He did not have position. That ball thrown a little too far to the inside.
Yeah, and maybe a little underneath.
Yep.
Carmelo Flowers, your name of the game player.
That's right.
Once again. So that'll bring up third and about 4.
But you're in a position, Steve, that you can do that on second down. Right now you're third down and just a handful of yards.
Havens back in the pocket. He's got a receiver on the far side, and it just is tipped away from the hands of Emory Neely, who had lined up out as a receiver.
Yeah, it was Neely. It was Neely on the wheel route, and it was tipped once, maybe twice, and he nearly turned around in time to get that ball. But nonetheless, it's 4th down and about 4 yards to go
So
on
we'll see.
the Edmond Santa Fe 45.
We'll see the punt team come out onto the field. Cody Chase will go back in punt formation.
How about this, Steve? In the first half, Austin Havens leading all rushers, 9 rushes with 55 yards.
Oh, Cody Chase doesn't get much of a foot on that. It
Gotta
goes
get on
about
that.
10 yards, and it's taken a Wolf bounce. I mean, that bounced back behind the line of scrimmage. It was at the Wolf 46-yard line, and they're going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Yeah,
So,
and that's one thing. Deshaun Kennard was your punter. He's not playing in this game, it looks like. And, you know, after a great punt the first time we saw him out, it's just one of those things that Coach B was worried about, that inconsistency in the special teams.
So the Wolves come back out onto the field. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their 49-yard line. Doesn't appear the ball and the first down markers quite lined up, Jared, as from our viewpoint.
I tell you what, they gave
it's
him an
about a
extra
yard off, isn't it? And the handoff up the middle, but there to wrap up the running back is Tyler Rich. And that may make it the original line of scrimmage that the referee had it. However, it's going to be a 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9, right at midfield. Pfeiffer, who has been active in this game, in the pocket. Quick out here to the left side. And a tackle made at about the Ram 45-yard line.
Steve, quick pass to the near side. Good job by the Owasso defenders to just bottle them up, limit the damage, and now you've got 3rd down and 3 upcoming.
So a big down here for the Rams, try to get their defense off the field. Shetron's going to run out to that, I believe, over on the right side. Let me double check here.
Santa Fe just 2 for 7 on 3rd downs in the first half.
Handoff up the middle, though, and boom, that's Michael Jamerson. I'm going to say not going to happen on my watch.
I tell you what, I don't know what you're trying to do with that.
That is not, I get maybe running,
You
but
need 3 yards
not there.
going up against the best front four in the
That's
state of
right.
Oklahoma.
So here it's 4th down, Jared. I think they had already made the decision. This was going to be 4-down territory.
Yeah.
So again, this may be play action pass.
0 for 4 in the first half on 4th down attempts.
Watch for the quick out. Going to roll to his right. Got a receiver underneath, and the reception is made there by Chetron.
Yeah, that is Talon, and
That's
good little curl route there to get past the sticks.
Yeah, he runs down about 8 yards, finds the seam, and just sits in on that right hash. And that's their bread and butter play, really, is to roll Pfeiffer out to the right. And, you know, when you can get beyond that underneath coverage, that's going to be an easy throw and catch. So 1st and 10 at the Ram 38-yard line. Pfeiffer in the pocket, back in the pocket, looking to his right. Quick underneath pass and blown up there. My goodness.
That's Jacob
Jake Clifton. That looked like it was going to be kind of the bubble screen coming back in, and Clifton read that immediately, reading his keys. And
read it perfectly.
And was there a flag on the play, Jared? I didn't see. The
Yeah,
referees are
well,
conferring.
Clifton's not very happy about something.
I'm not sure what they could call on that. I guess no indication. Okay, going to leave it alone. That's going to be 2nd and 15.
A loss of 5 yards on that play.
7:35 to go here in the third quarter. 29-15 Rams lead. Pfeiffer fakes the handoff, looking to his left, underneath, and great defensive coverage, I thought, but there's the yellow hanky out from the referee, Brandon Ramsey, trying to come around. He may have had his arm around the back of the intended receiver.
And it was tough to tell if he got there a little early.
Yeah.
It looked like fairly clean contact.
Again, that size differential just makes it so tough. You know, even Brandon Ramsey out there at 6'1", still quite a challenge because Talon is a long-bodied receiver with long arms.
Sure, and you got to think that's Edmond Santa Fe's game plan here in the second half.
So
utilize that All-American wide receiver as much as you can.
So the penalty will move the ball up to the Ram 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Wolves. Pfeiffer back in the pocket, throwing out to the right, and he finds his receiver for a gain of about 5 yards. Knocked out of bounds there. That's the brother Tabry Chitron. So the Wolves finding a little bit of rhythm here coming out on their first possession here of the second half. It's taken a lot of time off the clock as we're through half of this third quarter already.
Sure, and that's a good positive right there, Steve, is that you're keeping everything underneath you, not limiting or not letting Chetron come out and get behind you for that long play.
Pfeiffer back again to pass, and he gets it to his receiver. Fumble on the play. Picked up by the Rams. Going down the field, it's Jake Adams. It's a foot race. The Wolves got the angle on him and push him out of bounds at the 42-yard line inside Wolf territory. It was a good pass on the outside, a spin move, but the hit jarred the ball loose. Turnover to the Rams, and that kills any momentum that Edmond Santa Fe thought they had going here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I'd have to see a replay. I think that may have been Cody Chase punched that ball out.
Could be right.
But Jake Adams, it popped right into his hands, and he was off to the races.
So the Rams will take over 1st and 10 at the Wolf 43-yard line, 1st and 10.
Once again, thanks to Robert Long, State Farm agent, for being tonight's third quarter sponsor. And already some fireworks here in the third quarter.
Big turnover there. That's our first really tough turnover of the game that the Rams were able to get. Havens fakes the handoff, throw over the middle, but it's way over the head of Jeray Austin. Havens, that ball came out of his hand high, and the safeties had come up, and there was a lot of room. If Austin's able to catch that, I'm confident he scores.
Yeah, he's off to the races. He had a step or two on the cornerback there, and just thrown over his head. If he's anywhere near those hands, that's 6 for the Rams.
2nd and 10, Havens in the pocket, looking back again, flushed out to his right, throws underneath to Cole Adams. It goes right through his hands, and Cole Adams would be the first one to tell you he should have had that, maybe looked upfield too soon looking for the defender. And so the Rams now in a 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 10.
Cole Adams in the first half, 3 receptions, 58 yards, and a touchdown.
We're going to have a lineman replacement. We had a shoe issue going on there. Logan Earwood is going off the field and was unable to see who came on in his place. It might have been Rhett Fultz. 3rd and 10. Havens in the pocket, and we got a flag on the play. I think we had a receiver here on the near side that went too soon, and that'll back the Rams up another 5 yards. So some mental errors going on here in the third quarter.
Sure, a little bit slow, and I don't know, Steve. 3rd down and 15 from midfield is a lot different than 3rd down and 10 from, the 40-yard line or so.
So a change of personnel. 3rd and 10. Havens, single back. Quick look. Rolls out to his left, being chased there, and he's going to be – he breaks out of the sack and then is able to throw the ball away, but that's a great play by Austin Havens to avoid the sack. He was going to lose about 10 to 12 more yards to just save the damage there and allow the Rams to have an opportunity to punt the football.
Yeah, and strong grip to keep that ball from popping out when he spun around there. Could have been – very easily been a fumble 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage, which would have been disastrous.
Rams get ready to punt. We want to thank our Owasso Sports Network sponsor, Keith 2, Hometown Insurance, helping us bring you today's game live coverage on the air. Thank you, Keith 2. The punt is up, and it's going to hit an Owasso player in the back. That's twice that's happened tonight, and it's going to roll dead inside the 20-yard line. I think they're going to just mark it down there. So the Wolves will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line, 6:02 to go here in the third quarter. It's Owasso 29, Santa Fe 15. Kind of gets dark out here under these lights. It's not like Owasso, is it, Jared?
I was just kind of thinking the same thing. It's
Reminds
you know?
me of the old Stillwater High School.
Yeah,
when
sure enough.
When you went there and you played linebacker, you
Down
could
at
have
the
taken a
park,
flashlight out on the field
no
with
joke.
you.
I remember, I think it was my junior year of high school maybe. We had a double or triple overtime. Yeah, triple overtime game that ended, I think, maybe on a blocked field goal or something of the
Blocked
sort.
extra point by
That's
Jared
what it
Gallagher.
was. Yeah. No, Jared Honeyacre.
Jared Honeyacre.
Yeah, I'm Jared
You're
Gallagher.
Jared Gallagher. You could have done it, though.
Well, during our
He went
banter,
to Jared's.
Yeah, he went to
He
Jared.
went to Jared's.
During our banter, there was a play, Steve, incomplete pass into the far side flat. 2nd down and 10 for the Wolves. 5:59 remaining in the third quarter. This Robert Long third quarter. We're excited to see Robert Long at Owasso Stadium.
Absolutely.
Helping us out up
Next
in the press
week.
box. That's right.
The Rams will host Fayetteville. And I'm afraid our defensive tackle on the left side, McClellan, got a little eager that time and jumped offside. So that'll give the Wolves 5 yards. Fayetteville coming to town next week. As Jared Gallagher mentioned, that'll be the September 3rd opening home game of the season for Owasso. And home game starting times are at 7:30, so you got a little bit more time to get home and grab a bite, come out.
What's your thought on the 7:30 kick?
Love it.
Yeah, I do too.
I want fans in the park.
That's absolutely right.
There's a handoff on the left side and turning up field.
Another flag down.
I think we're going to have a hold this time on Santa Fe. Let's see, but that was a big run for a first down, but this one's going to come back. Waiting on the indication here. Yeah, the Santa Fe Wolf team is going to walk back toward the 20-yard line. So,
You know, Steve, Cameron Jordan from the Oklahoman wrote an article, and I familiar with the Oklahoma City area. Cameron Jordan wrote an article in the Oklahoman a few days ago about the West powerhouses, kind of narrowing that gap between the East powerhouses. He said this could be an early litmus test to see how the West's top team compares to one of an East powerhouse. It's interesting. This is definitely not the outcome that we had last year when the game was decided about 5 minutes into it. But at the same time, I think this is almost as valuable or more valuable for the Rams.
Absolutely.
Having to play a full 4 quarters.
And on the road. Handoff to the left side again by the Wolves, and keeping his feet and running upfield is the running back. I believe that's Demarius Robinson, the freshman.
By far the
biggest run of the night, I believe, by either ball club.
Yeah, and tripped up, I believe. Not sure who he's tripped up by.
That's it.
I think it was Jake Adams.
Jake Adams makes the play, and Wolves move the ball into Ram territory at the 47-yard line. 1st and 10. Pfeiffer in the pocket. Quick throw to the left side. Receiver makes the reception and then is gang tackled out of bounds. That went to Eltremaine Neal. Gain of about maybe 4 on the play. Good coverage that time by the Rams to get there immediately, doing a good job of pursuing the football.
Yeah, that was Kalik Boatwright again here on the near side to push him out of bounds. Yeah, he's 3 or 4 yards on the play.
He's getting a lot of playing time. We haven't called Brandon Ramsey's name, so we'll have to check on that. Handoff up the middle, and Robinson breaking tackles, and he's going to give the Wolves another first down.
Tell you what, Steve, he's running hard here in the third quarter, but he
comes
just
up
came up.
gimpy off that play. He may have run too hard, as he's going to come off the field.
It's going to be L.B. Reeves coming back into the game for the Wolves.
Robinson just went down to the ground. I think it's just a cramp. They're going to try to stretch that out. Pfeiffer back in the pocket. Sorry. Quick over to Chatron, and he's pushed out of bounds.
For our first game, we've not stepped on each other's toes too much.
I think we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. If you do.
We're not ESPN yet.
Well, we'll get there.
I expect their call, but
I
know. Someday.
We'll get there.
You have to have goals.
That's right.
Yeah.
5 yards on that last play.
2nd and 5. Handoff up the middle. The Rams close that gap up quickly. Gain of about 2 on the play. That's going to be Joseph Hinton. He's a sophomore running back.
And good job by Gage Smith and Jamerson and Rich and that entire front four just to bottle them up there. Just a gain of a yard. Now we've got 3rd down and 4 inside the Owasso 30-yard line.
Down at the Ram 27. A big down here for the Rams. Defense try to get off the field. Pfeiffer in the pistol. Back in the pocket, looking quickly, rolls to his left. Now he's looking straight downfield and goes through the hands of his receiver. He had him open. Trying to see who that is.
Number 5,
Eltremaine Neal again. If he catches that, Jared, it's probably a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a tough pass there from Pfeiffer. He's coming across his body. He zipped it in there pretty good, and it just went right through Neal's hands. And now you've got another 4th down that the offense is going to stay on the field for.
And why not? 4th and about 4. Back in the pocket. Little bubble screen out on the outside, and the ball's dropped. They had probably had a play there. Jared, it was just a conventional screen, if you will, on the left side. But several drop passes. The offensive linemen are even coming off shaking their heads because they knew they had an opportunity there.
He may have had a play, but Tyler Rich was coming in strong and may have scared him a little bit. Got a bit of the case of the alligator arms, and it is a turnover on downs and a 1st down.
I would have had them too.
Yeah. Oh, no joke.
I'm not blaming him for that. So the Rams, that may be the 3rd. Is that the 3rd turnover on downs we've had tonight that the Rams have done? Something like that.
Well, they were 0 for 4 in the first half
Yeah.
on 4th downs.
Austin Havens in the pocket, hands off to the left. Overstreet getting to the outside, looking for a block. Can't quite get it, but he gets a gain of about 5 yards on the play, showing his speed.
Yeah, and if he gets the forward progress that the home team's been getting, that is an easy 5 yards. Should be 2nd down and 5.
And we may have gotten that. That'll move the ball out to the Ram 40 or 33
How about that?
yard
6
line.
yards.
We'll take 6. Havens gets the snap. Hand off again to the left, and still a hole there, and that may be enough for a Ram 1st down. We got guys going after it there in the Rams secondary, or in the Wolf secondary, players going after one another. Getting a bit chippy out here.
Steve, quick thank you to Westerman Financial for supporting the Owasso Sports Network. We have so many wonderful people and organizations sponsoring Owasso football this year. Just so excited to see what's to come here in the fall of 2021.
So that was enough for a Ram 1st down from their own 36, make it the 37-yard line. Havens gets the snap. We're going to hand off again. Overstreet runs into the back of one of his linemen, bounces off and tries to go forward. May have gotten 2 out of the play up to the 39.
Good job by Overstreet just to keep his legs moving and get a few yards out of that play.
Clock continues to roll here in the 3rd quarter as we're now under 3 minutes. No score in this 3rd quarter. Owasso leading 29-15 if you're just joining us. Havens hands the ball off again. It's Neely out on the far side, and I believe he got enough for a Ram 1st down.
And this is what happens when you've got those
Starting
fresh
to grind.
legs, I tell you.
Well, and Coach Blankenship going to his offensive line, kind of grinding this out. I think that's a 4th or 5th running play in a row.
Right, huge opportunity for this fresh offense or this young offensive line to make a statement here.
That'll wear down the defense in a hurry. 1st and 10. Havens tries to flip it up to his tight end, Jackson Woods, but the Wolves had that covered. Faked the handoff to the left, and Havens rolled out to his right, but there were 2 green shirts in the area.
Yeah, first time we tried to go to the tight end tonight, Jackson Woods, 6'2", 220 senior.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass at 2:22. Twin receivers here to the near side. Adams in single coverage on the far side. Now the Rams will look to the sideline. Havens barks out the play call. Jackson Woods shifts out on the right to make it trips to the right. Now they throw it to the left side, and breaking the tackle is Neely. He's got room up the sideline. He's definitely got the first down.
You talk about those fresh legs, Steve. He was hit right around the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two off of it, and just powered forward, was able to get all the way to the sticks. And that's another Casey Miller State Farm agent first down.
Coach Blankenship wants his Rams to hurry up and line up and get ready while he's got the Wolves on their feet. The Wolves don't even know where to line up. The Rams are going to snap this ball before the Wolves are ready. The handoff to Neely up the middle again. Edmond Santa Fe actually came back and lined up 5 yards behind where the ball was spotted, and they're getting tired. This is a crushing drive for Owasso against Edmond Santa Fe. You see a lot of hands on hips out on this defense. 2nd and 7. Throw to the right side. Cole Adams on the reception, turns upfield, and he's going to be close to another Ram first down, and even the Ram receivers are burying bodies out there on the far side. I'm going to leave that one alone.
Was that I think that was a late flag there.
I didn't see a
maybe
flag
it was.
on the
No,
play.
the cheerleaders have yellow pom-poms on the other side of the ball. Maybe that's what I saw, but nonetheless, it's another first down.
At the 30-yard line, Havens throws to that left side, and I think Cole Adams able to make the catch.
Great
job. He does as he jumps up, as he spins out of bounds.
Great job to go up and get that ball to Cole Adams.
And the Ram offense right now is geared up. They are not letting Santa Fe rest at all. They are coming up to the line of scrimmage with a play ready to go. Havens in the pistol. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff. He's got room to run on the left side. He's to the 20, tries to get to the 15. Not quite going to get there. But there was a lot of room on that left side, and Santa Fe is doing a lot of chasing right now.
Yeah, the Rams are just a step ahead every single play, every move. A step ahead with 1:11 left in the third quarter. That's another first down, Glover Auto Group.
Havens again on the snap, throwing it to the back pylon of the end zone, a catch.
Touchdown!
The signal is touchdown, Owasso Rams! Cole Adams with the reception in the back of the end zone on a great fade pass by Austin Havens, and that'll up this Ram lead. But boy, what a back-breaking drive by this Ram offense all the way down the field.
My goodness, could you be any more dramatic there? Back of the end zone, got a foot down. Felt like 10 seconds before they made that call, but it was a touchdown. And Cole Adams showing that senior leadership.
Now Cole will hold for his brother Jake, gets the snap. The kick is up, and it is no good.
Just off to the left.
But as it is, that will increase the Ram lead to 35-15 with 1:03 here to go in the third quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
And as we strive for excellence.
Edmond Santa Fe 15 after that Hopper Group touchdown by Cole Adams from Austin Havens. And Steve, how about this drive? 11 plays, 73 yards in 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Wow. Just a beatdown on the offensive front.
Yeah, that was a very methodical drive that time by Owasso, and that may have taken the wind out of the sails of this Santa Fe defense as we see the high onside kick on the far side. Ball is loose. Let's see if there's a flag on the play. There was a fair catch signal made, apparently, and the Rams hit the receiver. So that'll be a penalty against Owasso.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate one. That was, I don't know, maybe 13, 14-yard little pooch kick, and
got to get more out of that anyway.
When you're there before the ball is,
yeah,
it's hard not to make contact. But nonetheless, he made the fair catch, and this will be great field position for the Wolves.
Yeah, they're going to start in Ram territory as the referee moves the ball to the Ram 48-yard line. They'll take over 1st and 10. 1:03 to go here in the third quarter. It's Owasso 35, Santa Fe 15. Santa Fe made it to the finals last year before falling to the Jinx Trojans.
That's right, Stephen. They had a lead in the state title game with a kickoff return.
There's a run on the left side. Breaking out into the field is the running back. I couldn't tell if Robinson came back in.
Braden Foster in on the tackle, but yeah, you're right, Steve.
Demarius Robinson.
Great run by Robinson there, and that's one thing that you didn't see in the first half was any semblance of a running game from the Wolves, and so you can tell they're really kind of trying to press into that running game.
And we know what that'll do is open up the passing game. Robinson on his biggest run of the night. They found some success on that left side. Pfeiffer back in the pocket. He's going to roll out to his right. I think we're going to have a hold, a flag on the play. Pfeiffer just throws it over the head of his receiver and calls it good. As this one's going to come back and back the Wolves up.
Yeah, great coverage there from the Rams secondary. And it looks like it's going to be 1st and 20 from the 33-yard line.
So that'll back the Wolves up probably to the 37-yard line if it's a spot foul from where the flag is, and that is where they will place the football. So it'll be 1st and a long way, 24 for Santa Fe. And boy, they have the ability to overcome that, but that's certainly not where you want your ball club to be. Pfeiffer gets the snap, hands it off again to Robinson. Again, he's got room on the left side, and he's tackled inside the 30-yard line.
There's Aiden Lewis again on the tackle. He's all over the place tonight.
Now, Jared, we got Chris McClellan and Michael Jamerson on the side they're running on, and we're going to have to man up there and make a play.
Yeah, they did pretty well to bottle it up here in the first half, but Santa Fe looking to force that.
Quick throw to the outside and quickly pushed out of bounds is the receiver.
Braden Foster again on the tackle, pushing him out of bounds. And it's going to be the end of the third quarter here.
So we'll wrap 3 quarters of play up. It's Owasso 35, Santa Fe 15. We'll take a 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll bring you the final quarter of action. You're listening to Ram Football here on the Owasso Sports Network.
Ascension St. John ER care teams are here for you with strong safety measures in place to protect you and your family. If you have concerns about a heart attack, stroke, difficulty breathing, or a severe mental health condition, don't.
Oh, so good to see you. What do you think about First Bank of Owasso? Awesome. Isn't it amazing that they've given over $400,000 to Owasso Public Schools in the last 7 years? When someone has banking needs in Owasso, who should they call? Well, you heard it from Rambo. First Bank of Owasso is the place to be.
Welcome back to Edmond Santa Fe. I want to thank all of our sponsors here this evening for letting us bring you Owasso Ram football. Brock Crawford and Brandon Brewer and his crew doing a fantastic job if you're streaming. Santa Fe on the offensive end. Pfeiffer rolling way back in the pocket, and he's going to launch one out of bounds as he's being chased feverishly there by Aiden Lewis, and Also from the defensive line, Gage Smith.
Hey, Steve, a score update that people in Owasso might be interested in the fourth quarter were Joyce Christian and the defending state champion Cashin Wildcats knotted up at 27 apiece.
Wow.
We'll keep an eye on that one as they begin their fourth quarter of action.
So Pfeiffer able to avoid the sack, back in the pocket, gets the snap. He's going to throw it up to his receiver, the big man, the one we're all looking for. And it's broken up there. A great defensive play. I believe that might be Brandon Ramsey.
That's Brandon Ramsey, absolutely. An unbelievable job. It looked like Talon Shetron may have had a step on him and jump over the top and get that, but great job from Brandon Ramsey just to do what he could to break it up.
Ramsey kind of, jumping off the field a little bit awkwardly, so we're going to be interested to see if there may not be some injury going on there.
That'll be interesting. We'll have to look at the stats and get our players of the game, our offensive and defensive players of the game. I think I know who our offensive player of the game might be in Keelan Carney.
Got a
He's
good
had
idea
heck of
there.
a game. Cole Adams, though, has had a great game.
Austin Havens.
And Austin Havens with his legs. And kind of and manning the ship back there. So we'll see.
So the Rams 1st and 10 after the turnover on downs, and it's going to be Neely on the right side. He breaks open. He's to the 50, the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10. He's in the end zone for a Owasso Ram touchdown.
74 yards, Emory Neely. He got into the secondary and turned on the Jets. Nobody was going to catch him there.
Great job up front. Neely breaks into the secondary, splits the defenders, gets to the sideline, and he is off to the races. Touchdown Rams here in the opening play of the fourth quarter. Goodness, this crowd is quiet.
Steve, we've got somebody else to consider for offensive player of the game.
Yes, we do now.
76 yards on that Hopper Group touchdown.
Jake Adams will be in to attempt the extra point. His brother Cole on the hold. The kick is up, and it's good. With 11:35 to go here in the fourth quarter, Owasso increasing their lead 42-15 over Edmond Santa Fe. You're listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM. KYFM.
Whether you're looking for a stunning statement piece or that perfect custom engagement ring, there's only one place in Owasso for award-winning service and brilliant custom designs. With more than 3 decades of experience, master jeweler John Kohler offers exclusive and custom designs for any occasion. Make a memory that will last a lifetime with John E. Kohler Jewelry Designs on the Owasso Expressway, Frontage Road in Tyann Plaza. Go Rams! State Farm Insurance and agent Casey Miller are proud to support the Owasso Rams in their pursuit of excellence, both on and off the field. For surprisingly great rates on auto, home, life, or even pet insurance, visit State Farm agent Casey Miller in the Waterford Suites between Home Depot and Walgreens in Owasso. Go Rams!
We welcome you back into the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast Booth. 11:35 remaining in this ball game. Owasso taking a 42-15 lead over the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves with a 76-yard Emory Neely touchdown jaunt.
And just like that, when you think the Rams are going to beat you in the air, they hand it off to one of their speedy backs, and he just takes off the field for 74 yards, and all of a sudden you look at the scoreboard, and the Rams are up 42-15. The kickoff is going to go into the end zone, just like you drew it up.
Steve, some more scores from around Class 6A. We've got a ball game between the defending state champion Jinx Trojans at Mansfield Summit in the fourth quarter. It's 14-12 Jinx over Mansfield Summit.
Former Owasso Ram and Hall of Famer Keith Riggs coaching down there and doing a fantastic job. But the Rams have had pretty good success on the odd years the last 4 years, winning a state championship in 2017, then in 2019. And Jared, I'm hoping that trend continues.
You're not kidding.
This year.
You know, and the Rams 25-1 in the last 2 seasons.
Wow. Pfeiffer back in the pocket looking to go downfield. It's going to be picked off. Jake Adams with the interception. He's down to the 30, getting a block in front of him, being patient. He's to the 20. I think he went to a knee.
Yeah.
They're going to call him down. But the pick by Jake Adams and the return down to the 20.
And that might be the nail in the coffin,
That
Steve.
might do it. I would know.
That
Sorry, had to throw that in.
Your final word. Your final word is at the end of the
up,
game.
right?
Don't worry about that, and nobody can miss that. The Maori Funeral Service's final word coming up after the ball game. But Jake Adams, just in the right spot at the right time. Nobody was around him. He said, "I'll take that."
Yes.
And it is first down and 10. Owasso at the 21-yard line, 21 yards to pay dirt.
First and 10 for Owasso. Havens in the pistol. He's going to run it toward the left up the middle and get quite a few yards. Oh, no, we have Willingham in the game
That's
now.
right.
Mason Willingham has checked in, and he's the one that is considered maybe both quarterbacks can run, but that might be really the top of his skill set.
And we've got another Wolf shaking up on the play after that 7 or 8 yard run by Mason Willingham. And I'm excited to see Mason this year, coming in from Skytook. That's right. And, both of these quarterbacks, both juniors, really gives us some options back there.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And if for some unfortunate reason one were to go down, you've still got someone who can come in and take over for you. So injured player able to get off the field under his own ability, and we'll look at 2nd and 3. Willingham hands it off to the right side. That may be.
He's still up.
Well, I gave up on the play, but the running back did not. Neither did Jared Gallagher, and I believe that's going to be a first down by Derek Overstreet.
Yeah, it looked like he was down right around the line of scrimmage.
He may
a
be
big
just short
scrum.
of the first down. So
big scrum, and was able to push it forward for about 2.5 yards, and it is a first down Owasso, brought to you by Glover Auto Family.
So 1st and 10 at about the 11-yard line. Willingham keeps the ball, goes up the middle, maybe just crosses the 10-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and about 8. 10:26 to go here in the fourth quarter. And the Rams have taken control here in this second half with a couple of big plays and defensive stops. Willingham hands it off up the middle. Neely trying to find some running room, pushing himself forward, spins, still going, getting pushed by his own player, and he's down almost to the Wolf 5-yard line. A Ram helmet comes off.
Yeah, I think it was Overstreet.
It was Overstreet, and so he'll have to go out of play.
I'll tell you what, Steve, how hard is Derek Overstreet to tackle?
Well, he was not going to be denied. I thought he was going to be down again at one point with a linebacker, but he spun out of that. We talked off the air, though, Jared, that last drive that took 11 plays, it took a lot of wind out of the sails of this Wolf defense.
Sure did.
Willingham again rolls out to his right, looking to pass, looking for a receiver, and then throws it out of bounds. He was trying to get it to Keelan Carney in the back of the end zone, but he just ran out of room, so that'll bring up 4th down. We'll see the field goal unit come out onto the field.
Yeah, field goal unit first time today, and we'll see, should be Jake Adams. That's right. It's 4th down and 4 from the 5-yard line, and see if we can extend this lead to 30 points here.
Brody Doris, the snapper. Cole Adams with the hold. And his brother Jake Adams getting ready to kick. It's up. And it's good. And the Rams now lead 45-15 with 9:19 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and come back for the rest of the action. You're listening to Ram Football on 100.1 KYFM.
Hey everybody, it's Ray Adcock with Christian Brothers Automotive in Owasso, and I just want to share a simple challenge with you today. And that challenge is just to smile. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in what we're doing and what we're thinking about, we don't remember to smile. I know that when I remember to smile at people, oftentimes they smile back. And that's because smiling has the power to improve somebody's mood in that moment. So I just want to remind you today, join with me and let's remember to smile more.
Back to school time's here again. Randy here with Wholesale Computer Supply, your locally owned and operated computer superstore. We have everything you need for back to school computing or working from home. Save up to $100 on laptops and desktop computers now. Want to be 25% more productive while working from home? We have a solution with the dual monitor setup for under $150. 3 locations to serve you better: East Tulsa, Midtown, and Owasso at 96th Street North and Garnett. Wholesale Computer Supply, where we'll do all we can.
Broadcast booth, 9:19 left to play here in the ball game. We welcome you back to the Christian Brothers Automotive broadcast booth. Jared Gallagher, Steve Mowry. Steve, this has been a lot of fun. I'm excited about what's going on this season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this as well, and it's been a good opening night for the Owasso Rams coming down the turnpike. You know, Coach Blankenship's always concerned about how well you're going to travel, and I think we got our answer here this evening. Another kick by Jake Adams out of the end zone. I'm going to tell you what, Jared, that is, again, the little things that you don't see in the stat book, but kicking this ball out of the end zone is huge for this Owasso defense, and I know Coach Blankenship, he's got to be excited overall of his special teams play
Sure
here
thing.
tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen some great punts. Outside, you know, there's one misstep on the punt, one misstep on an extra point, but Jake Adams has been really solid back there kicking the ball.
Ram defense back out on the field. Pfeiffer back at quarterback for the Wolves. Turns, hands it off. Some running room on that left side, but met very quickly is Robinson. I think we're going to see some.
I think that was Elisha Malvo on the tackle there.
So some new names here in the final part of this fourth quarter.
That's right, and it's always good to get your starters a rest, especially early in the season. Got 9 minutes to play in this ball game. The last thing you want to do is wear them out in a game that's well in hand.
Robinson again on the carry, and he's met before he can even get to the line of scrimmage. Making the pile there is Hall.
Yeah, Trey Hall, Elisha Malvo also in on that tackle, and
Rams
two good stops there on 2 runs.
Rams not giving up much ground there.
3rd down and 7, 8:25 remaining in this ball game. In the shotgun now.
Tries to throw it out. Almost intercepted there. Who's in there, Jared? I couldn't gather that one in.
Number 13, Lyric Wheeler, yeah. 5'9" linebacker, sophomore. Get his hand in there.
And that's going to put the Wolves in a punting situation. A 3 and out. And even though Santa Fe hasn't moved the ball quite as efficiently, we haven't had too many 3 and outs here this evening.
Jeray Austin back to receive the punt.
A nice punt. Austin decides to back away from it, and the punt takes a Ram bounce. Now it takes a Wolf bounce back toward the Owasso 35-yard line, and it'll be touchdown there. So the Rams will take over 1st and 10 with 8:04 to go here in the fourth quarter as they lead 45-15. If you have an opportunity next week, be sure and come out to Owasso as the Rams will host Fayetteville. That'll be a 7:30 home kickoff.
You know, Steve, outside of being able to host that game at home, how excited are you not to have to drive to Fayetteville?
Very, because you've been in that press box on the visitor side, and the sun shines
like a
in there.
microwave oven.
Oh, my goodness. It's terrible. Pre-game starts at 7. Thank you, Brock Crawford, for that reminder, and thank all of you who are streaming on YouTube. Handoff on the right side, and a gain of a 4 on the play. Coming up there is Emery Neely in at running back.
Overstreet's back in the game, Steve.
Yes.
4 yards on the play, and it's just ground and pound from here on out, you got to think.
Willingham remains at quarterback. Second and about 6. Willingham fakes a handoff, throws it out to the right side, but he overthrows his intended receiver underneath. That's the tight end, Jackson Woods. So I'd like to get those are things, though, Jared. It doesn't seem big right now, but you want to get those wrinkles ironed out, because that's an easy throw.
Yeah, a couple things on that one. Just a little bit, he zinged it in there a little bit too hard. It looked like Woods with a late jump on that ball, and now it's 3rd down and 6.
And it stops the clock.
Sure.
Willingham on the snap. Quick throw to the other side, and again it's behind his receiver. And is Ronnie Thomas out here on the near side. So a 3 and out for Owasso. So they'll be in a punting situation now as Cody Chase will come back onto the field. He's going to line up at about the 27-yard line of Owasso. Back deep is Keon McKinney to receive the punt. Good punt this time by Chase. Rams in good coverage as the ball bounces inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line, we'll call it, where the Wolves will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, Steve, you got to think head coach Kyle White for the Wolves in his 7th season, starting the year very similarly to how they did last year. Obviously the Rams, too much to handle here in week 1. You got to think he's going to have his Wolves ready to play the rest of the year.
Well, I think we saw a lot of that indication in the first half especially, that he's got a very talented ball club. Again, first game jitters, too many mistakes. I'm sure there are broken assignments and things that we don't see that they probably will break down in film. You know the old saying, for them, when you lose like this, it's not as bad as you feel, but on the other side, when you win like this, it's not always as good as it seems. So both teams will go back and learn from this, but you got to like the overall mistake-free football that Owasso has played tonight coming into this first game.
Yeah, a couple of missteps, but, you can treat those as opportunities. And again, nobody's perfect in week 1. You strive for that perfection in week 13.
And there must have been a penalty on the play. I did not see a flag or an indication, Jared, but they're moving the football against Edmond Santa Fe down to the inside the 15-yard line at the 14. So,
Steve, real quick scoring update from Mansfield Summit. 4th quarter, a minute left to play. It's tied between Mansfield Summit and Jinx High School.
Wow. Pfeiffer turns around, hands the ball off to his running back, who goes over the right side, fighting for yardage and getting out to the 20-yard line.
Hayden Lewis in on that tackle.
Robinson back in the game for Edmond Santa Fe. That's a name we need to keep an eye on, Jared, because you have called that a lot here this evening, and he has stuck his nose in on the football on many occasions. Pfeiffer back to pass, looking downfield. The throw is behind his intended receiver.
Yeah, you're right, Steve. Aiden Lewis has been all over the place today, and that's one thing we talked about in pregame. That was a void that we needed filled between Brennan Dye and Ahmad Triplett graduating. Like we said, 196 tackles between the two last year.
Wow.
And Aiden Lewis, he's had a heck of a night tonight.
Yeah. That was Mark Mann in coverage that time. Brings up 3rd down and 5. Pfeiffer hands it off up the middle. There's some running room, and just short of the 25-yard line is Robinson. It's going to be close, and I think they're going to say move the chains.
Yeah, I think they're going to give it to him there.
Yep.
And
the referee's been generous on spots here this evening.
Yeah.
It's both ways. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
I'm not complaining.
It's week one for it's 0 week for everybody, Steve.
Hey, I've seen some of these MLB games where they're calling
Oh,
strikes
boy.
three baseball lengths outside.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I'm like,
Well, that's got to be tough
okay.
when they've got the strike zone. Everybody's a critic when they've got the strike
Do
zone
your
on the
job.
TV
Come
screen.
on, do your job. No, I agree with you. Throw over the middle is caught. A nice catch there in between 3 Rams. That's the brother, Tabry Chatron.
Yeah, and that was Mark Mann in on the tackle once again, but 11 yards. That's another first down for the Wolves.
6:01 to go now in the fourth quarter as they wind the clock back up after they move the chains. 1st and 10. Quick throw out to the right side. The underneath throw caught there by the receiver. That's L.B. Reeves.
Yeah,
He's giving us a little bit of trouble here.
Guess who was in on that tackle, Steve?
Mark Mann.
Aiden
Lewis. And Mark Mann.
And Mark Mann. Gain of about 6 yards on that play. Brings up, we do have a flag on the field. And they're marking it off against the Rams.
That's about the location of where the tackle was made. I did not see any.
Yeah, it could have been an incidental face mask maybe.
Yeah. I missed the call. Oh, okay. I still missed the call. 1st and 10 from the Wolf 47-yard line. Pfeiffer takes the snap, hands the ball off. Again, they'll try to run right tackle, and the Rams stack that up. No gain on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Brody Cravens, the 5'11 senior, bottling that one up. The defensive tackle.
We're under 5 minutes now to go in our ball game. And we got movement on the right side. That'll back. Oh, they're going to call offside against Owasso. Okay. I saw the right tackle jump back in his stance.
Another fourth quarter update for you, Steve. In Class 2A, Rejoice Christian has taken a 1-touchdown lead over Cashin Wildcats, 34-27. I don't have a time on that game, but it is in the fourth quarter. That is a certifiable score.
Pfeiffer runs to his left. He's under duress and throws it downfield, and the catch is can't be made and is knocked away. A great defensive play there.
Yeah, Mark Mann in again on that play, breaking up that pass.
Cashian, I was told is back-to-back state champions. Mayor Bill Bush on the call for the Rejoice Eagles, who have that new indoor practice facility.
You're saying there's somebody more popular than you?
No,
on a
I
broadcast?
just said it was a mayor. He's the mayor. I'm the unofficial mayor.
There you go.
Right. So let's not get crazy. Come on now. Although Bill does a great job helping me on the baseball. We have a lot of fun there. We got a timeout on the field. We'll take a 30-second timeout with them. You're listening to Ram Football here on the Owasso Sports Network.
Hello, Ram fans. This is Steve Holloman here for Duralast Roofing Specialists. Zach Harbaugh and his crew at Duralast was patient with me and my wife as we worked together during the process of getting us a roof for our home here in Owasso. Duralast Roofing did a great job with the roofing as well as with the cleanup. Duralast also helped us with the guttering options, and my wife was happy. Zach Harbaugh was on hand and involved throughout the entire process and made sure everything was done just right. Call Duralast Roofing Specialists for all your roofing needs.
I want to thank Duralast and all of our other sponsors here this evening as Pfeiffer on 3rd and 2 hands the ball off in the middle, and the Rams meet him in the backfield. As soon as the handoff is made, it's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, that was Aiden Lewis and Elisha Malvo in the backfield hitting the ball carrier at the same time, and we've got another 4th down upcoming here for the Wolves.
Should be very interesting. 3:58 to go here in our contest. I can promise you this means as much to these backups as it does the starters. Pfeiffer hands off again, run on the right side, and there's a lot of room for Robinson as he gets the ball down into Ram territory to the 35-yard line. That'll be 1st and 10 for Santa Fe. So the Rams looking to close this out and go home with a record of 1-2. Interesting note here, Jared, I'll get to this in a moment. When you look at the district predictions in state, handoff again up the middle, but met immediately in the backfield and then thrown down like a steer, just kind of wrestled him down to the ground.
Hello, Lance Ramsey.
Wow. But in the district, the coaches ranked Owasso to finish 1st in the district, but Union's ranked number 1 in the state. So I'm
figure that
trying
out.
to, yeah, I'm still trying. So
well, it'll be interesting to see that game coming up later in September.
Yeah, it'll all get played out. Pfeiffer hands the ball over. We're going to have a flag thrown on the play, and that might be your face mask there.
Yeah, Brody Craven's able to get into the backfield and wrap him up, but he may have got a bit of face mask.
So in the district, it looks like Union, Owasso, Mustang, Norman North, Southmore, Moore, Putnam City, Edmond North. But when you look at the rankings, Union, Owasso, Jinx, Edmond, Santa Fe, Broken Arrow, then Mustang, Norman North, Westmore, Putnam City, and Yukon. And so I do think Edmond, Santa Fe would be my pick as far as the cream here on the west side.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other teams tend to play jump around and kind of leapfrog one another throughout the season. 2nd and 10, actually 1st and 10 at the Ram 25-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Robinson running on the left side, and he's going to be tackled after about a 3, maybe 4-yard gain.
Yeah, it was Ramsey and Cravens once again in on that tackle after about 3 yards. Yeah, you're right, Steve. You know, Edmond Santa Fe is the cream of the crop here on the west side. We'll know a lot more by the end of September, though.
Yeah, you're
right. A lot
right.
of stuff's going to shake out because we've got we've got Broken Arrow. We're at Union. We've got plenty of football to play, and those are 2 huge games after you get through Fayetteville.
2nd and 7, handoff again, going to the left tackle side, and a tackle made there.
Tell you what, Steve, this second group on the defense is physical.
They're playing tough. Again, and you called him earlier, Lance Ramsey in on the tackle.
But you talk about the east side, west side stuff.
I meant to ask you if you agreed with that article.
Well,
already.
you know, they may be closing the gap, but the fact is, Westside hasn't won a state title since 1995,
Yeah.
Steve. You want to know how old I was there? 7. I was 7 years old.
Wow. Handoff again toward the right. Tackle made there.
And I don't have hair anymore, so that tells you how long that was.
That is true. Short gain on the play brings up 4th and a long 2. 1:15 to go. Actually, there's a new quarterback in for Santa Fe. Now we got movement on the right side.
That's right.
In at quarterback is Maliki Miller. He's a freshman. And that'll back the Wolves up 5 yards and stop the clock.
61 seconds left, Steve. Coming up on our post-game show, we'll have your First Bank final score with our Owasso First Assembly of God play of the game.
Handoff again to the right. There's running room going up the middles. Robinson, he smells the end zone, and he gets in. 22-yard run by Robinson gives the Wolves a late touchdown.
Strong run by Robinson there, and he's run hard all
Yes.
night long, Steve, especially here in the second half. And, you know, in times that maybe the Owasso defense isn't expecting him, and he gets in there from about 20 yards out.
22 to be exact. And the extra point attempt pending. Kick is up, and I think he squeezed it through.
He did.
And almost an identical score as where we were last year, 45-22. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and come back for the final minute of Owasso football here on the Owasso Sports Network.
State Farm Insurance and agent Casey Miller are proud to support the Owasso Rams in their pursuit of excellence, both on and off the field. For surprisingly great rates on auto, home, life, or even pet insurance, visit State Farm agent Casey Miller in the Waterford Suites between Home Depot and Walgreens in Owasso. Go Rams! Whether you're looking for a stunning statement piece or that perfect custom engagement ring, there's only one place in Owasso for award-winning service and brilliant custom designs. With more than 3 decades of experience, master jeweler John Kohler offers exclusive and custom designs for any occasion. Make a memory that will last a lifetime with John E. Kohler Jewelry Designs on the Owasso Expressway, Frontage Road in Tyann Plaza. Go Rams!
Welcome back as Edmond Santa Fe will get ready to kick off. 52 seconds to go here in this contest. And it's been Owasso's, I wouldn't know if I'd say domination, but they have dominated rather well throughout the evening. Defense has played great, especially here in the second half. Yeah, Owasso's dominated this game.
Yeah, very solid play on both sides of the ball.
And trying to get out of it, and he does. Going the other way. Still spinning, still fighting. Brandon Ramsey caught that and gets the ball out to the Owasso 39-yard line.
Steve, looking ahead, the Owasso Rams are home next Friday night. That's September 3rd. A big home football game against the Fayetteville Bulldogs, where Coach Blankenship spent a year, won a state title.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Followed by Broken Arrow no, that's at home. Says on the road at Max Preps, but that is at home at Owasso Stadium on the 10th.
Patriot Bowl. Willingham in at quarterback, hands the ball off to a new running back. Try to get that name and number for you here. That's Luke Harris. Gets about 2 yards on the play. And
Luke Harris, 5'10", 185 junior.
See if the Rams run another play or they just let this one run down.
Yeah, they can run out the clock with just 10 seconds left. And
These guys are hurrying up, though. They want to run another play, don't they? Not going to have time, and that's going to do it here tonight as the Rams go on the road. They come in ranked number 2, and they defeat the number 4 ranked Edmond Santa Fe Wolves 45-15 as the scoreboard goes dark in a hurry. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, come back as Jared and I will wrap this up for you. Owasso Ram football here on 100.1 KYFM.
Take my hand, don't let go. Look in my eyes and in my soul. Hold me close, hold me near. Please let go of all your fear. I'm not going anywhere.
Hello, I'm Dr. Jason Griffin.
And I'm Dr. Caleb Nunley.
And we at Tulsa Bone & Joint are happy to be the team physicians for the
Owasso Rams.
I'm Dexter Millsap.
And I'm Zach McGinty, and we are the athletic trainers for the Owasso Rams.
Here's some of the services that we provide in the Tulsa Bone & Joint Athletic Training Facility.
There are currently 2 million American spouses and children whose family member was killed or disabled in defense of our country, which is why I founded the Folds of Honor, providing educational scholarships to the families of 1% of the Americans who protect our freedom.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor.
Thank you for supporting the Folds of Honor. Please join our squadron today. Your $13 a month speaks volumes and changes lives forever.
Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat strive for excellence also. And that's why they're this year's Dealer Raiders Dealer of the Year. With the region's only Jeep showcase store, Jim Glover Jeep focused specifically on the Jeep lifestyle. So if you're in the market for a Jeep, there's only one place to go, and that's Jim Glover here in Owasso. And don't forget, they can customize your Jeep to fit your lifestyle. Tell them Coach B sent you.
Welcome back to the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast booth here at Wolves Stadium on the campus of Edmond Santa Fe High School in Edmond, Oklahoma. Your final score tonight, Owasso 45, Edmond Santa Fe 22. That's your First Bank of Owasso final score. First Bank of Owasso is the bank you can believe in. Thanks to D. Sokolowski and First Bank of Owasso for their support of the Owasso Sports Network. Jared Gallagher, as we bring back in the voice of the Owasso Rams, Steve Mowry. And Steve, initial thoughts on the game tonight?
Well, I think it's kind of what we talked about. They didn't make a lot of mental errors. A lot of times in a game like this, when you come in, you see lazy plays like blocking the back, offside, jumping, and things. We saw some of that, but not as much as you see, as you expect to see when you come into a game like this. But, boy, the Rams' performance overall, they just showed you the explosive ability that they have on offense. They've got 4 receivers anywhere on the field at any point in time that can score. We saw the speed of the running game as well, the accuracy of the quarterback. I thought we saw the biggest surprise to me, Jared, is how well the offensive line performed overall. Yeah, a few plays where they maybe weren't sure, but
Sure.
I think overall, let me tell you, I've come into a lot of Owasso years where I've gone, Lord, what have we got up front? But it really looked like they came in well prepared, well coached up. They did a good job last week at that Union Gridiron Classic, even though that was just kind of a base generic
Tune-up,
vanilla offense and everything. But, man, you got to, you and I were talking off the air. This Edmond Santa Fe team, they lost last year. They ended up at the state championship. This is a good football team that the Owasso Rams came in here in game 1 and handled very efficiently, winning this one 45-15. And defensively, my goodness, we've got a couple of names we got to keep an eye on. Aiden Lewis came up sideline to sideline, the defensive wall up front. I mean, there are a lot of things to be excited about here. Now, Coach Blankenship's not going to let them get the big head this early.
Sure.
They'll go back and learn from this. But, man, to come down on the road, your first game of the season against this type of ball club, and you win by 30, 45, or you win 45-22, got to be a fun bus ride back home.
Yeah, and, one of the biggest points of concern in a game this early in the season, it's hot, it's humid. Conditioning-wise, the Rams looked fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, and I think you and I again talked about it. That 11-play drive in the middle of the third quarter down toward the end, that really seemed to take the wind out of whatever Edmond Santa Fe had left. They were holding their own a little for the most part up to that point, but that drive was very methodical, and really most of that was the rushing yards on the ground before the final touchdown pass to Cole Adams.
It's time for the Owasso First Assembly of God play of the game. Steve, what do we have?
Well, we're going to give this one, too. We had a couple of honorable mentions, and, of course, Keelan Carney's 57-yard touchdown pass from Austin Havens. You also had Cole Adams with a 46 yards, but the big play of the game was Neely running 74 yards on that one play. Touchdown run took 9 seconds to the first play of the fourth quarter that extended the Rams lead 42-15, and so we're going to give it to him tonight as the play of the game.
Let's take a quick 1-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll look at the stats, come over with our players of the game, and finish off with the Mowry Funeral Service final word. You're listening to the Owasso Sports Network on 100.1 KYFM.
Seems like every game and app and service wants to charge you a fee. Monthly fee, usage fee, delivery fee. So how about a checking account that pays you, huh? Then remember this. You get paid on every Visa debit transaction with PayMe Checking from Communication Federal Credit Union, online, in apps, or in stores. Last year, our members earned over $240,000 in paybacks with PayMe Checking. Get paid instead of paying. Communication Federal Credit Union. Some restrictions apply. Federally insured by NCUA.
At Owasso Coffee Company, it's all about bold flavors and big smiles. Located right down the street from Owasso High School in the Renaissance Shopping Center, Owasso Coffee Company focuses on delicious baked goods and quality handcrafted beverages featuring Rose Rock coffee products made right here in Oklahoma. Stop by or drive through today at Owasso Coffee Company, a proud supporter of Owasso Athletics.
To the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast booth. Your First Bank of Owasso final score tonight, Owasso 45, Edmond Santa Fe 22. Jared Gallagher, Steve Mowry with you as we close out the night. Let's go down some stats. Steve, Owasso 68 plays on the night, 509 yards. That includes 17 completions on 30 attempts passing from Austin Havens. Great job there, 256 yards passing. And again, we talked about the balance last year. Within a yard for the full season, look at this. 256 yards passing, 253 yards rushing.
Unbelievable.
Really well done there. Some outstanding stats here. Emory Neely, 6 rushes, 95 yards. Derek Overstreet, 12 attempts for 74 yards. 11 rushes for the quarterback, Austin Haven, 62 yards. And Willingham, the second-string quarterback, 3 attempts for 11 yards. Austin Haven, 17 for 27, 256 yards and 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. So a very efficient night for the starting quarterback there. Receiving-wise, Keelan Carney, 5 receptions, 112 yards and 3 touchdowns. That was his halftime stats as well.
Yes.
So good to mix it up there in the second half. We look on the other side of the game. 72 plays for 402 yards for Edmond Santa Fe. Robinson had 28 attempts rushing for 145 yards and 1 touchdown. Really came on in the second half there.
Yeah, a lot of that in the cleanup row.
5 for the quarterback, 19 of 37, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Time of possession, Owasso 20 minutes and 48 seconds. Edmond Santa Fe 23 minutes and 12 seconds. And that brings us to our offensive player of the game. Steve, what are your thoughts on the offensive player of the game?
Well, I when you hit that number that we got down below, I know that Keelan Carney had an outstanding game, but when you look at what Austin Havens did, 11 rushes for 62 yards, 256 yards passing. I mean, he accounted for over 300 yards himself.
Really well done.
And 5 touchdown passes. I mean, to me, tonight it goes to Austin Havens, who just really had a complete game, both with his arm and his feet, and did a great job not only of directing the offense positively, but he didn't make any of the mistakes that hurt your team either.
Right.
So I think we can probably agree that he was probably the man here overall, even though there's a lot of great honorable mentions here, that he was the one that directed the offense tonight.
And, too, from a confidence standpoint and maturity standpoint, Steve, he made some really mature decisions in the pocket as it was collapsing on the read options, made some really great reads there and was able to make some plays with his feet.
And he wasn't hesitant about it, Jared. I think that's the thing tonight that I see different this year than what he did last year. Occasionally, whenever he was under pressure or the game got too big for him, he might just have that split second of hesitancy. Didn't see that here tonight, and boy, that could mean big things for the Owasso Rams in the future.
Austin Havens, our offensive player of the game. He was a gamer tonight. On the other side of the ball, our wings to go defensive player of the game. What are your thoughts?
Well, let's see. You had a guy that seemed to make a lot of plays. You continued to name him over and over. Maybe not the big name we thought we were going to look at coming into this game, but made a big name of himself here tonight. Even if he wasn't in on the play, he was causing a play to be made. Aiden Lewis, I think, just had a fantastic game on the defensive side. Although there are individual plays all over the place.
Sure.
In the secondary, you had Jake Adams making a play. You had Jake Clifton making a big play, the defensive line. But overall, I think Aiden Lewis stood out among the rest.
And good on the second string as well. We had some
Yes.
names, Mark Mann and
Yeah.
plenty of others on the second string there. Late in the fourth quarter, making some plays there as well.
A lot of fun here tonight watching both sides of the football and special teams. Couple of hiccups, though, but I think overall, Coach Blankenship, he'll clean some things up, but he's got to be pleased with the way all three phases of his ball team played here tonight.
So Aiden Lewis is our Wings to Go defensive player of the game. Grab your post-game snack at Wings to Go in Owasso, located in the Waterford Plaza at 96th Street and 129th East Avenue. And now, finally, we get to come to the Maori funeral service final word. I cannot tell you how long I've been waiting for this one.
Oh, boy. Well, be sure and please that sponsor, whatever you do, because we don't want any phone calls from him. But, no, I mean, I think finally the team came in. We're worried about travel, coming down the turnpike. They came in. They were ready. I was afraid that Edmond Santa Fe might have a revenge factor. And like Coach Blankenship talked about, hey, we came out last year. Everything bounced our way in like the first 5 minutes. The fumble, the turnover, the scoring, everything. You knew you weren't going to get that here tonight and that you were going to have to come in and be proficient in the way that you played. And I think that was the most encouraging thought, was knowing this Edmond Santa Fe team was looking forward to playing the Owasso Rams here tonight, but the Rams came in and did what they had to do. I'm excited. There's a lot of football yet to be played. We got the kind of the grind schedule, the buzzsaw schedule coming up, but we got some dogs.
Absolutely.
And anytime you can show up at a game with some dogs like we've got out here, this is going to be a lot of fun. Fayetteville coming to town next week. They always give Owasso a hard time. They're well coached. And then BA after that, there's a lot of fun ahead for this Owasso Ram Ball Club and the guys in the booth.
Absolutely. 45-22 your final score. Owasso wins it over the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. Jared Gallagher for Steve Mowry. Steve, this has been a lot of fun
blast.
tonight.
Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. That'll do it from the Christian Brothers Automotive Broadcast booth here at Wolves Stadium in Edmond, Oklahoma. We'll see you again next Friday night as the Rams take on the Fayetteville Bulldogs. Live from Owasso Stadium, we're on the air at 7 p.m. Until then, good night on 100.1 KYFM.